Go ahead, Mo, whatever.
Oh, I'm saying that?
Yeah, aren't you?
Oh, you said David was doing the intro.
No, he's doing the, like, welcome to
That
the
comes
show.
after.
Oh, so I just go,
Yeah.
hey, wait, do I just say hi, it's me?
No, you say your intro. Say I'm Moyo or whatever.
What up? I'm Moyo. I'm the greatest podcast guest ever.
There we go.
No weather you weather.
Hello and welcome back to the Uncultured Pop Culture podcast for a very special episode. This is David as usual, joined by my co-host and co-pilot, Brandon.
As usual. And we have a very special guest today.
It's me. Oh, sorry.
No,
It's me, Mo.
Yay, hello.
Grace's roommate.
That's how you're going to introduce yourself.
Fuck, maybe not.
Oh, too late.
I will say the build-up for this episode is crazy
Yeah?
because we have brought you up multiple times.
Whoa.
You've been mentioned in, I think, both of Grace's guest episodes as well as Kieran's guest episode.
Wait,
Yeah.
okay, I remember this, and Grace said we dressed up as furries, and I do want to go on the record. She said we dressed up as furries for the Oscars, and I want to go on the record that we dressed up as Nick and Judy from Zootopia, and Grace had the entire cop costume herself. She only needed the bunny
Why did
ears.
Grace have a cop costume? That's concerning.
Yeah.
I can vouch for this because I was there.
I got her a badge, obviously, like a Zootopia badge, but
Wait, did she have the handcuffs already?
did we have handcuffs?
I feel like one of you guys had handcuffs.
We had a gun, but it was a toy gun. It was a toy gun from a board game made
Maybe
of
I'm
foam.
misremembering.
Well, that's one thing about Jason Bateman. We got another thing to talk about with Jason Bateman later.
Oh, yes, we do.
But first,
True.
Mo has to introduce herself and tell the people what her whole deal is.
Oh, okay. I'm Mo. I'm also from Wisconsin, like Brandon.
Hell
But
yeah.
we never met until we went to LA.
True.
And then I guess my whole deal is that I love comedy so much, and I grew up like on the Daley Show and Colbert Report and SNL, and I started listening to The Lonely Island on Pandora when I was like 10, and then they were like, you should listen to Stephen Lynch, and so I made a Pandora radio station for him, and then they were like, you should listen to this guy named Bo, and then I kept listening to him since I was like 11 for the rest of my life. And that's kind of what my life revolves around, is comedy music and doing comedy stuff.
And I have to also ask you, I assume we're going to have a lot of fives today, but I would like to hear your rating system.
Okay, so I kind of do like 2.5 is like, I didn't like it, but I didn't hate it either, like right in the middle. Then anything below like 2.5 is kind of between, I'd give it another chance and I would not watch this again. And then just depending on how much I hated it to my core is when we're getting to the half stars, a star, maybe a star and a half of it being generous. I don't know. And then 5 is like, oh my God, this is the best thing ever. I love this. 4.5 is like, I love this a lot, but it's missing something for me to go crazy about it. And then 4 is like, I really like this. And then I guess 3.5 is like, yeah, it was good. I had a fun time. I liked it more than I did, and it was good.
Sounds good. We have an eternal question that we ask every week, and I'm going to
Yes.
start with David first. What did you watch in this past week?
I did go to the movie theater, but I did not go to see the Odyssey.
Are you kidding me?
yet.
You said you had to.
Yeah, I said
you
I would.
promised 2 weeks ago that you would see the Odyssey by this
I'm
episode.
just not a big Nolan guy. Like, I don't care that much.
Wait, Mo, you've seen the
Hey.
Odyssey. What did you think about it?
I saw the Odyssey twice.
Damn.
I didn't care for it.
How did you find tickets for it to go twice?
The first time we saw it at the Director's Village.
Oh, I'm jealous.
So my friends just like got tickets. I literally slept through the ticket drop, and I just woke up to like 3 different group chats being like, we all know Mo's sleeping, so we'll get her a ticket. And I was like, so I woke up with 3 tickets for 3 days in a row.
Oh my God.
And I was like, well, okay. So I went twice. And the second time we saw it in 40X.
And it was fine.
And it was fine. It's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. I felt like Charlize Theron was like selling me perfume or something whenever she showed up. And I was like, okay.
So, David, what did you actually watch this past week?
Well, what I actually watched was Her Private Hell from the same director that did Drive. I know that doesn't mean anything to
Nicholas,
you,
however you say his name.
Winding
Yes.
Refn, who I kind of have a weird relationship. I've seen one of his movies and I wanted to really like it, but it was just okay. It's a Viking movie with Mads Mikkelsen, our father. And I wanted to like it so much more, but it was just because there wasn't really a story. It's kind of just vibes, which is what he's known for. So I didn't know what to expect with Her Private Hell. It was described as a noir, so I was like, nice, I'll probably like it more, and I liked it less.
Oh.
It was a 2.5. It just did not really, the story was just not anything, and I was kind of just like, okay.
That's exciting.
Not the best week.
Yeah.
Not the best week. Let me just say that. Maybe the Odyssey will be more positive, but now I gotta ask you, have you listened to anything good, Brandon, or anything at all? Because I know something big dropped.
David, unlike you, when you said I'm going to watch the Odyssey in the next 2 weeks, I actually did promise that I would listen to Petal by Ariana Grande, and I did do that. And let me tell you, it's actually pretty good.
Nice.
I gave it a 3.5. I think there are some really good songs on here. There are a few that are like, all right, that's fine. The big problem with the album overall is it's missing a lot of like aspects of melody to make the songs really stand out, but they're not bad. So gave it a 3.5, and my favorite songs were Warning Signs, which is an interlude, and then the final song, which I think is Nobody Nowhere. Very great. There's a lot of vocoder work on it, tons of harmonies. Very cool album.
I was going to say, I've listened to the first couple of songs, and I'm kind of the same opinion.
Yeah.
I'm going to listen to all of it, though.
Yes, you should. I highly recommend. And now I have to ask Mo, what have you watched and listened to in the entire period from the time you were born until you've been on this podcast?
Oh my God.
List everyone.
Oh my God.
Anything you want to talk about?
I've been watching Hacks a lot.
Oh, yeah.
I love Hacks.
It's my favorite thing. It makes my heart sing. It makes me, I love it. I love it so much. I think Meg Stalter and Paul W. Downs are so funny.
They're like the best part.
Everyone's so good. We're on season 4 right now. And so we're getting close to the end. And I love it so much. It's one of my favorite shows right now.
Those two plus Hannah Einbinder just make the show for me. Let me just throw that out there.
They're so good. And it's like also, I just want to work in late night. So I love watching all these people running around and screaming and following their dreams. I'm a sucker for anytime anyone's following their dream. I'm like, yes, let's go. So I've been watching that a lot. And I saw the Odyssey twice, like I said before. It's really long. I did not feel the runtime. I will say that, which is like crazy because I can't sit still. But I did not feel the runtime. I was like, what? I feel like it was too much packed into 3 hours. Me and Grace were like, well, Grace was saying, which I hate that I'm talking about her so much. She mentioned, she was like, they should have made like it into 3 parts. And she was like, when they do the Trojan War, he has his journey home and then the politics of being home. And I was like, God damn it. I would watch that. That would be good.
The Odyssey limited series.
Yeah, that's what she was saying.
I mean, it should be one. Like, it makes so much more sense.
Yeah, because it's too much. It's 3 hours and they're going really fast. And you're like, what's going on?
Well, the story is also super episodic. So it's like, why would you not just make a series out of it?
Yeah, but when the Cyclops was like grabbing people and you're in your 40X chair, it was awesome. So if you're going to go see it, I say 40X. Otherwise, you know. I'm listening to the Front Bottoms a lot. I really like them. I'm new into them.
Yes, Grace tried to get me into them. I could not stand the guy's voice.
I love it. It's so good. I also just have a musical comedy playlist that I'm playing consistently all the time that I've been building since I was like 12. That consists of like Bo, Stephen Lynch, Garfunkel and Oates. I know there's so many
The
more.
Lonely
Like the
Island?
SNL cat. Oh yes, of course, The
Yeah.
Lonely Island. How could I forget?
I was
Yes,
going to
The
say,
Lonely Island.
that's the one I associate with you the most outside of Bo.
Yes, The Lonely Island. There's got to be like 8 hours of songs on there at this point. And then, yeah, just like a lot of those kind of people I'm listening to.
We have reached the time where we're going to talk about Inside by Bo Burnham.
Oh my God.
This is both an album and a comedy special, which is also kind of like a variety. I don't know how to even describe it. It's a piece of art. This album is the debut soundtrack album by Bo Burnham. The special was released May 30th, 2021 by Netflix, and the album, sometimes subtitled The Songs, was released June 10th, 2021 by his own Attic Bedroom and Imperial Distribution. So I have a line of questions first, and then I want Mo to just take it away. But first, I'm going to start with Mo. How and when did you discover Bo Burnham, and what kind of influence does he have on your own musical comedy?
I found him when I was 11 years old. I was in my room. I was listening to Pandora, as I did at 11, and I had a Lonely Island playlist going because I just discovered the song I Just Had Sex, and I was like, this is crazy. I can't listen to this. And I made the playlist. Then I got Stephen Lynch advertised from there, and I made a Stephen Lynch playlist or whatever radio station. And then I got Bo, and I'm pretty sure either the first song I listened to was My Whole Family, which that has a lot of backstory to it. It's really good. Or Words, 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 because he just released his 2009 Comedy Central or 2010 Words, Words, Words special at that time. And then I was hooked. I was listening to him like crazy. He came to Madison at one point, and my mom brought me. Me and my mom went together, and I was 14. And then he came back to do Make Happy, and me and my mom went again. And my mom used to drive me to Second City every year, and she would, or not every year, every weekend, she would drive me 2 hours to and from Second City to do classes. And the entire way there and the entire way back, she would have to listen to Bo Burnham in the Lonely Island. And so he was nonstop playing for me. And in terms of influencing my music, so much, I feel like I developed my humor and my timing and that kind of stuff because of him and what I just grew up being around. And I mean, I feel like even when I'm having Brandon mix my music, I'll be like, I want it to sound like this. And Brandon's like, what? And I'm like, here's a Bo Burnham clip. Listen to what he's doing. I like how the instruments rise here or whatever. And so I'm always sending you example clips.
I did also want to ask you, this is kind of an aside. In the special, you can see he's using Logic. Is that the reason that you use Logic?
No, I got Logic
okay.
Because my friend sent me money for my birthday and said, you need to get Logic. Stop using GarageBand.
I was curious because I didn't catch that the first time when I was watching the special. And I was like, oh my God, I used Logic too.
Yeah, he also has a Scarlett interface.
Yes, that's true.
I was like, oh, that's me.
He's very DIY.
He is.
Now, David, I have to ask you, have you heard of Bo Burnham before? And have you ever seen any of his specials or heard any of his comedy songs?
I had obviously heard a lot about him. I knew about his comedy stuff. I knew about his YouTube stuff. I'd never seen any of it before, though. I had seen 8th Grade, which he wrote and directed. I think he wrote and directed.
Yeah.
But I'm a big fan of that film. But that was literally the only thing I had seen of his. And I also knew that it was very different from everything else because there's no comedy angle to it. Although watching Inside, I can see connections.
For sure.
Let me just say. But I did not know anything. I knew about his comedy stuff, but I never experienced it up until now. And I gotta say, I think this is a great way to experience it for the first time. I did want to ask, what is your relationship with Bo Burnham, Brandon? Because I don't think I know.
Yes, I know Make Happy. I watched it on Netflix probably when I was in high school or maybe my first year of college at Columbia. Shout out Columbia. Mo's a fellow Columbia graduate. I didn't even graduate from there. I dropped out. But we also didn't know each other when we both lived in Chicago and went to the same school as well. So that's another fun little tidbit, I guess.
No, we did not.
But no, I assume I watched it either senior year of high school or when I was at Columbia. And then when Inside dropped, I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. And I loved it. And that's my relationship with him. I haven't really gone back and watched his older stuff, even though I kind of always wanted to. So maybe I'll do that in the next week. We'll see if I have some extra time. But I did want to ask Mo, why did you choose this album/special and what does it mean to you?
I chose this because I think it's such a good definer of me in a weird way, just because I grew up with him. And he's just been someone who's been such a huge influence on me. been listening to him nonstop all the time ever since I was little, and influences what I want to do and what I do and all that kind of stuff. So, and there's like for me, there's like a Bo before Inside, which I still love. And then there's very much a Bo after Inside of just like, this guy's so smart. Like the way he programs all the lights, he wrote and directed the entire thing himself in the house. Like it just is. And it's really interesting because I've been following him like since I was really little. And there's like through lines from like things he was trying to create when he was younger that he just didn't have the way to explain it correctly. Like he had a show called Zach Stone's Gonna Be Famous, and he basically every episode he was like, I'm gonna do something to be famous, and he wanted to do music in one of them, so he made a ringtone, but it was a really blatant ringtone about like how basically his song repeats stuff where it's like, I just want a boy to love me and a pop star is gonna sing it about me, and then that idea like transformed all the way through to what. So, yeah, I don't know. I've just been following him for a long time, and I really like watching him change and things like that.
So, David, I have to ask you, what were your expectations going into this, considering you had only seen 8th Grade, and also that this was both an album and a comedy special?
Yeah, I gave you double duty. I'm sorry.
I thought I mean, I don't apologize. I was happy to like experience this in both ways, shapes, and forms. But I mean, I thought I would like it. I don't know much about his comedy style, obviously, but I trust Mo. And also, I like what I've seen of his before, even though it's not comedy. So I thought that would translate in some way. And I feel like it does, honestly, translate. I think the themes translate in a lot of ways. So I was going into this very positively. And then let me just throw this out there. Game night I've been wanting to watch for a long time.
Yes.
So
nice.
Positive on both counts. That's how I was going into it.
I have one final question for Mo before I cede the floor to her.
Okay.
Is this Bo Burnham's best special / album / whatever?
I think definitely, like collectively as a whole, because it's so contained and he was able to control so many aspects of it. Yeah, I'd say so.
I mean, I haven't seen all of them, but I do think the fact that this has a through line from beginning to end and it feels almost narrative just through like songs and comedy bits and like, I don't know, it's pretty crazy that he was able to do that. But now it is time for you to tell us everything that we need to know about this special / album / everything else it is.
I just have some general background on Bo, and then it's just pretty quick, and then, yeah, the special itself. But so Bo was from Hamilton, Massachusetts, 45 away from Kieran, where Kieran lives.
Damn.
So I texted him about it last night. I was like, cool. Yes, cool. But basically in 2006 is when he put on his first YouTube video. And it was before anyone like knew what YouTube was. And it was called My Whole Family. And it's like, my whole family thinks I'm gay and here are all the reasons why. And he basically put it on YouTube just to be like, my brother's at college, I want to show him something silly. And it just like blew up from there. I think he was around 16 when he posted it in 2006. He was 16.
He did say he was born in 1990 in the special.
Yes.
So,
and then from there, it just like blew up and he got a comedy. He's the youngest person ever still, according to the internet, that at 18, he got a Comedy Central special.
Wow.
And so he's the youngest person to ever do that. I believe around the time his special came out was when he was supposed to be going to NYU. And he just dropped out and was like, he just didn't go. And he was like, I guess I'm just going to focus on this. This seems to be working. And then from there, he did the Comedy Central Presents in 2009. He did Words, Words, Words in 2010. Then in 2013, he did What, which is one of the ones that I saw in Madison with my mom. And he kept talking to the audience saying, hey, Madison, hey, Madison. And my friend I brought with was like, who's Madison? Who does he keep talking to? But so we went and saw What, Make Happy happened in like 2016. And then that's when he like, which he explains in the special during All Eyes on Me. But he like started suffering like panic attacks while on stage, just in the middle of the bits and stuff. But because it's so like timed to a T with sound and music and all this stuff, he would just have to like push through and was having like 30-minute panic attacks and no one would know. Like he'd be killing on stage, and he's like so inside and outside of himself, having these panic attacks. So he like took break from comedy, and I believe when he says he came back in January of 2020 to do comedy again. It was a Pete Holmes and Friends show at Largo's here in LA, and then COVID immediately happened after that. Oh, so one cool thing about the special that he filmed inside his house is that the house that he used to live in is the establishing shot for the house for Nightmare on Elm Street.
Ah.
Whoa.
So he's just in the guest house in the back. And another thing that I really love is at the end of Make Happy, he's playing the piano at the end, and he's playing it in the guest house. So he's playing a song called Are You Happy? And he's just like, I hope you had fun. I did this. This was weird, but I hope you liked it. Like, I'm going to go live my life and do some stuff. And it ends with him playing it in the house that he films inside in, the guest house of the house he lived at, and then leaving. And then it's obviously he didn't plan COVID inside, but then goes back to doing the whole movie in there, the whole special in there, which that's just really cool. Also, so he wrote it, directed it, edited it, composed it. I don't know how he programmed the lights like that. It is absolutely, I think the lighting in this is crazy. Almost like every shot makes, it's so good. But another great thing is this was the first Netflix comedy special to get a theatrical run.
Oh, really?
Whoa.
July 22nd of 2021. It was supposed to be like a one night only. And I got tickets for the Marcus Majestic. I went.
Shout out Brookfield, Wisconsin. That's the second time Marcus Majestic has been mentioned on this podcast by two different people.
Greg.
Yeah.
But like I dragged my friend, and I remember him kind of being like, COVID. And I was like, Bo Burnham. It's like we had to go. But so we went to the theater, and it was amazing. It was so good. And then I guess that's majority of like my background before like jumping into like the music and stuff.
I have just a few things before we get into the songs. I want to tell you that the album as an album peaked at number 7 on the Billboard 200, and it is certified platinum in the United States. The special received a Peabody Award, Emmys for both directing and writing for a variety special, as well as an Emmy for music direction. And the song All Eyes on Me won a Grammy for Best Song Written for Visual Media.
I saw he was the first person to win like the first like individual person to win 3 Emmys for like one thing.
Oh, wow. All songs are written and produced by Bo Burnham. The album is mixed by Mike Malchikoff. I don't know if that's how you say his name. And it's mastered by John Greenham. And I did make a few predictions here. I said, David, your favorite song will be FaceTime with My Mom Tonight or Problematic. And I said, Mo, your favorite will be either Welcome to the Internet or Look Who's Inside Again. I said, David, you'll give this a 3, and Mo, you'll give this a 5.
Ooh.
And with that, it's time for track number 1, Content. Mo, take it away.
Okay, obviously, guys, it's a 5. Like, the first time I watched this, I was just so Bo deprived. Like, I was just crying the whole time I saw it. The second his headlamp hits the disco ball, oh my God, I wanted to get a disco ball and do the same thing. It looks so cool. I just think it's such a clear opening number too. Like he sets it up. He's like, I'm in this room, especially how he kind of leads into it of like, this is a dark space and there's a chair in here. And then it kind of cuts to him being in it. He's like, yeah, I'm going to be in this room. I'm going to be trying some stuff and you're going to be here watching me. And I think it all just kind of sets it up so well. And the disco ball just looks so cool. And then when the headlamp comes down and hits the camera and it transitions, it's so cool. It's like, yeah. So a 5 for audio and 5 for visual for me.
I'm going to be rating these songs as like bits of comedy, I think. But then I also have one song specifically that I'm going to talk about as a song. I don't know. I hope it makes sense. So these ratings are going to be kind of weird, but then also at the end, I will rate this as an album and as a comedy special. So there will be 2 different numbers, but
let's go.
I got to talk about content first. I said the only way to open the special, in my opinion. I love the self-awareness of every joke. It's also a pretty solid synth pop song. And then I actually have quite a few notes on a few of these songs. I know this is comedy music, but I also have to point out his use of recurring themes in the music and the special. It's a beautiful day to stay inside, and the idea that humans exist just to consume content, which is supposed to be art, that's just repackaged and dumbed down as entertainment. Maybe I'm reading into it too much, but I have long thought that comedians are the modern day philosophers. And I watched an interview with him, and he was like, "Don't call me a philosopher. I'm not that smart." So, you know what? Whatever. And then I wrote, also, it's funny and lighthearted until you finish the special and go back to the beginning, and you could trace how his mental health has deteriorated in quote unquote real time. I gave this one a 4.5.
I feel like in some ways I listened to this wrong because I listened to the music before I watched the special.
Yeah.
Which I don't think is the best way to do it. Because the visual aspects add so much
Yeah.
to the songs. Like, I feel like they're kind of integral in a way. And then I also I was trying to figure out the best way to approach listening to the music before I watch a special. I was trying to figure out if I should listen to it as music or as comedy or as both. And I do feel like ultimately, I definitely lean more towards the comedy. I noticed that because I was paying attention to the lyrics specifically, when typically I don't do that. I just listen to the melody. But it was just so comedic that I had to pay attention in a way. Listening to just the audio, first of all, it does remind me of like the YouTuber style of songs, which I am a big fan of. So I did enjoy that aspect. As just purely listening to it by itself, this would be a 3.5. Listening to it with the visual, like watching it, this would be a 4 though. But I didn't score any of it visually, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
So I'm like kind of going by the seat of my pants. I guess 3.5 is the official.
Okay. I get
Pretty much
that.
I would say go and watch it, people, because it's on such like a visual level. Like I feel like that's where it goes up a whole level, if that makes any sense visually.
Are you going to be rating the album and the special differently as well at the end?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Okay. I mean, they could have the same score too. Yeah. I know for me, they don't. I like the special as a special overall better than just the album because I think there is an added element there.
I think that will be similar for me. Yeah.
Moving on to track number 2, comedy.
Okay, so again, surprise, a 5 and a 5. I just love Too Hard, guys. But again, the lighting's sick as hell. I love that the spotlight that it starts with and how it just focuses on him. Anytime I see a spotlight like that, my brain just goes right to Inside Now, where I'm like, he pioneered the spotlight. I saw that. He did that. But I love the song, like, especially when he is writing down the jokes of like, what if dogs could vape? And like, he has all these like Easter eggs in the background. I was like looking up Easter eggs for this, and there were so many in this alone. I like gave up like writing them down because I was so exhausted by how much stuff he had in there. But I mean, like, I feel like I would say like the main, what the song is he's basically saying, this isn't going to help anyone, but what else am I supposed to do? Like, I'm locked in this house. I'll just save everyone with comedy. Because what else is a white man supposed to do in his house? And then like my favorite lines he has is like, Lord help me channel Sandra Bullock in The Blind Side. And then goes, Sandra Bullock is so, and then, what I really love is, again, the lighting, so good. And the harmonizing that he does in this song, especially when he's going, if you wake up in a house that's full of smoke, don't panic. And it's very like chorusy and just like full and majestic.
I wrote that down too.
Yeah, it's so good. And also, I have a tattoo from this song.
Oh, really?
Damn.
Yes, when he's writing on the whiteboard and he goes, me, Weird Al. No, he puts me in the middle and it goes Malcolm X and Weird Al. I have that tattooed on my leg. So this one, a banger for me.
This is kind of a weird one for me. I can't remember if we talked about this before we started recording or on the podcast, but friend of the show, Grace, does not like Bo Burnham because he's pretentious or whatever.
Boo.
Right, exactly. But this was one of the songs where I was like, okay, I can kind of see what she's getting at.
But he's satirizing. He's satirizing it.
Exactly.
So it's like...
And it's hard. I don't know the line there, I don't know, sometimes doesn't really work for me, but sometimes it does. I put this one down as my least favorite. I still gave it a 3, and I still think you have to have this in the special.
Yeah.
Right.
But I can see like how it could be a little like interpreted the wrong way. I feel like, I don't know, maybe I'm trying to intellectualize it too much. And I'm also trying to put trying to go back to the days of like woke and when we cared about like social justice and stuff like that, because obviously no one does now. But, it was a different time. But I also did write down the line, "The world is so fucked up. Systematic oppression, income inequality, the other stuff." I think that's a great way of like summarizing the idea of like, I guess, what else can you do? The world is a disaster.
He's like, I'm bored in my Nightmare on Elm Street house. Like, what else am I supposed to do right now, guys?
Yeah. I think the thing that didn't work for me as much is he's like, "I'm rich and I'm white," which he says it a lot, which I get. And like it is funny. I don't know. He also says, "Do returns always diminish?" later on in the special. And that was kind of something I was thinking about here, where I was like, I don't know. He says it a lot in this song. And I like it, but after a while, it's kind of like, okay, I don't know if he's like telling the same joke again or what. But yeah, I still do like this though.
Well, listening to it and then watching it, I fully was just feeling the satire, it fully just felt like a satire. I totally can see how someone would watch this and be like, it is super, he's just full of himself or something like that. But like, I think it does really work as a piece of satire, because again, it really reminds me of all the kind of stuff that you would see growing up, like on the internet, the way that we did, where just people that are just don't understand that they're totally out of their depth. And it really brought that to mind. I also want to say this song, when the beat kicks in, just like takes off. And I think that paired with like the whiteboard and the lyrics for this specific part in the special itself, I feel like almost kicks off the whole special for me. Like that feels like when it really buckles in and like shoots off, if that makes any sense. Just like the vocals, it is a 3.5. Again, with the visual though, that would go up. I just didn't rate the visual because I'm stupid.
Mo, I did want to ask you, you have this song tattooed on your body.
Yeah.
Is this your favorite, or do you have another one that's your favorite?
I was literally thinking all week which one's my favorite, and I'm having a very hard time with it, but it's like up there.
Okay.
It's really, really high up there, I'd say.
Track number 3, FaceTime with My Mom Tonight. I'm going to start this one off because I have one small comment. Back in the day, the Spotify editors used to put a fun song at the end of New Music Friday, and this was one the week it came out. It's kind of a good song, unironically, as well. I gave it a 3.5.
I gave this a 4.5, where I was like, I really, really like it. I'm not crazy about it like I am. That's how like generous my rating system is. And then 4.5 on the visuals, just because of like the phone. I feel like this is the first time in his special where he really starts to show how our phones and social media are isolating from us. And it's like one of the first moments where he's like, no. Human to human contact will kill you. We should be on our phones.
Yeah.
And it's what I really like about it too is like there's shots in this where he's only being lit by his phone screen.
Yes.
And the entire room around him is black. And it's just the first really clear visual of like, isn't this great? I gotta talk to my mom. But he looks so mad. Like he's arguing with her. He's frustrated. He's fighting. She's holding the phone too close. His dad says hi, and like that's kind of it.
It's the deepest talk we've ever had.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I don't know why, but saying the 45 minutes is like so nail on the head. I'm like, I do talk to my mom on the phone for like 45 minutes, and then, that's kind of it. And then I talk to her 45 minutes again later. But I just really love the lighting of it. Oh, and my favorite part of the song is when he goes, "My mother's covering my camera with her thumb." I just like the way I like the swing of the beat with my mother's covering her camera. But yeah, and the aspect ratio of the framing is like awesome too.
David, I picked this to be one of your favorite songs.
This is up there. You know me so well.
Nice.
I mean, just like taking the song like as a song, I absolutely love the production. And I totally agree that like when I was listening to this song, I was like, damn, Bo Burnham could just write music. if he wanted to, like he could fully just do that because it works so well. And I do feel the song in my soul as someone with parents that are like, how do you do this again? Or not my dad, I guess my mom. Sorry, Mom, but it's true. But I again, like the visual aspect of it as well just adds so much. It's kind of like so much of the comedy comes from the visuals. And that's kind of why you need to experience the music with the visuals, if that makes any sense. But just as a song, this is a 4. I will say it's not my favorite.
Track number 4, How the World Works. I got to start with a quick shout out to the Logic Steinway Grand piano virtual instrument because it is in this song. It's in a few other ones. It was on Melodrama by Lorde. And also I can guarantee that both Mo and I have used it extensively in our songs.
Probably. I don't know.
I know you have because I've mixed one that has it in it.
Oh, sick. I'm just changing settings until something sounds good. I don't know what I'm using. Okay, this song, I wasn't too hot on it in the beginning. Like when it first came out, like I liked the song and everything, but it also kind of felt like one of those songs where everyone was like, oh my God. And I was like, okay. But since listening to it and since like research, I guess I kind of just listen to Bo's stuff and be like, haha, so silly, so fun. And then I went on a Genius Lyrics for just researching this and I got so depressed. I was like, damn. This is special. So it wasn't clocking to me.
What if capitalism is bad?
I was like, oh no, capitalism, he's right. Fuck. And then, yeah, I just love how it's this cute, friendly kid show. Like his big smirk is like kind of scary. Yeah, and then Sako comes in and his scream scares the hell out of me. Like truly at the end, his scream, like my friend would play it and I'd be like, can we skip that? It's like the end of Strawberry Fields when it gets really scary. And I was like, we gotta turn it off. We can't listen to it. But yeah, 4.5 on the audio where it's like, I really like it. Just something's like not clicking for me to go crazy. And then visually 4, where I was like, it's just orange. I really like the complimentary like sweater and the orange look.
Yeah, I said this is a genuinely good introduction to socialism through comedy. And I also said, is this even comedy? Are there jokes here? Or is it just a real look at like American capitalism? And it is comedy because like the juxtaposition is like crazy. Yeah, I mean, I gave it a 4. I really like this one. And I think it as a song, it's good. But as a visual like bit in the special, this is probably a 5. Like it's up there. This is one of my favorites.
Okay, this literally just made me think of the Muppets, and not because there's like a sock puppet. It does what I think the Muppets do, which is like do kids humor that's actually very dark, but the kids don't notice. And I think like he does the same thing here. Obviously, it's not like it's different because here it's, it's much more in your face that he's just talking about how terrible things are. But like, I feel like it shares some elements, which as a fan of the Muppets, I do like. Again, like visually, amazing. I love the puppet. As a song, it doesn't speak to me as much. It's still a 3.5, but like together with the visuals, it is up there.
Track number 5, White Woman's Instagram.
So, okay, audio, 5, which like this one, I'll explain, but 5, and then visual. I mean, I think he just kind of nails it, so it's also a 5 because it's exactly what it is. Like,
yeah.
This was one of those songs that like weirdly like stuck with me as like goofy and shallow as the beginning is, and like very performative and being online and just looking like trying to curate like this perfect like Instagram life. So that's why obviously like he has it in that phone aspect, like he did with FaceTime. And then when he starts singing about like his character's mom and the aspect ratio widens to the full screen, it just like, for some reason that really hit me and really affected me. Like basically he's like, oh, we're so performative all the time. We're trying to curate this perfect life that sometimes the real things in our lives slip through, and social media can actually be a great outlet to like share yourself and express yourself and get support or whatever it is. But on the surface, it's still like, wow, look at me. I got a $14 drink at Erewhon and it's pink and like whatever like you want it to be. But because one of my first songs that I ever wrote was called White Girl, and it was essentially what he's doing. So I was just like, oh, you wear Uggs and you like Twilight and you drink Starbucks and you wear infinity scarves. And what my song was missing was like, I was just shitting on people. And this song is like, no, there's good that comes. Like, yeah, it is kind of vapid and whatever and easy to make fun of, but there's also like a really good aspect in here that that people take for granted, that is expressing yourself and connecting with people and that sort of thing. So if he didn't have that part, I'd been like, it's a silly, fun song and I like it. But like the way the film the screen ratio like widens and stuff just makes you go like, oh damn, like he has something more to say here than just what everyone else is already saying. So I really like this song.
This was the other one, much like Comedy, where I was like, I feel like there's an argument there where he's punching down. I don't think he is, but it did come through this time. And I did write down, I guess that's the danger with making comedy for the masses, because the masses hate many groups of people. Mm-hmm. It's just kind of like, you know, sometimes satire doesn't come across in the way that you want it to.
Yeah.
If the people around you don't really understand that it is satire. Mm-hmm. So I did give this one a 3. I do like it. It is lower though, because the song is good, but it just doesn't speak to me like some others musically. But I do love the visuals in this one. It's kind of like scary how good he is at like making it exactly like a millennial woman's Instagram.
Yeah, he nails it. Also,
yes,
because he's in this same space. Like while I was watching this one, because he's in the same space the entire time. The amount of ways he's able to dress up the space, use different angles, use different lighting. Like you're never truly that bored or like, oh, I've seen this wall all the past 40 minutes. Like, is there going to be something different? He like really utilizes the space really well, especially with this song.
This is one of those like specials where I feel like being, you know, boxed into one specific thing like really brings out the best in an artist. And I think like having guardrails around what you should be, or like, I guess what you're allowed to create, is actually beneficial a lot of the time. And this is one of those times where it's like, damn, like you can see how many different things he was able to do with just, you know, a camera, a bunch of lights, and a room, or as he would say, a room, which I will bring up later.
No, but I mean, I agree. The visuals, this is one of the best parts of the whole special, like visually. I like that he didn't just go to Instagram and get other people's like photos and stuff like that. The fact that he like recreated them, or like, I don't know, made them his own style while staying true to like the name of the song, I think is what makes me particularly like it visually. As a song, I do kind of agree with you, Brandon, although I liked it more. It's a 3.5, but the visuals are just so well done. It's kind of crazy to me that he could make this during COVID in one room. Kind of to your point, Mo, where it's always feels different. It always feels fresh from song to song.
Track number 6, Unpaid Intern. I want to just say right away, this is my favorite bit from the special. The song, I gave it a 4.5. The song is fine. I'm not going to listen to the song like on its own, but the reaction video and the like endless reaction video is my favorite comedic part of the special, but I have a different other like favorite part in general.
Let me just throw this out there. This is my favorite song.
Oh.
It's a 4.5.
Nice.
It's a song about me, or me as I used to be a little while ago.
Barely people, somehow legal.
Someone literally pointed that out to me the other day. They were like, you know, that's all illegal. And I was like, yep. But I mean, I completely agree. This is the best comedic bit in the whole album. I was cackling. Let me just throw that out there. It's a 5 when it comes to the bits and like the visual aspects of it, and the song itself is a 4.5. This is like, I could rewatch and re-listen to this part like literally on end looping. Like when that bit ended, when I was watching the special, I was like, wow, I literally just want to rewind and watch it again. Like that's how good it is.
I love this one. I did give it a 4. So because I don't know, it's a short little song.
No, yeah.
But my favorite thing was right when the special was like really popping off. I was in an unpaid internship, and then the head of our internship would be like, "What are you guys watching?" And I'd be like, "Oh, Bo's Inside, so good." And another intern was like, "You know that song Unpaid Intern? Isn't that crazy?" And I was like, "Oh," and the guy was just kind of like, "Yeah, it's great." And then we had to like keep moving on. But I love the framing of it. I love the black and white color choice, the lighting, everything's so simple and everything just looks so clean, so like well directed. He's like, I'm just gonna parody songs like that were about labor exploitation, but it's for the modern world. And it's just kind of our modern time, like Tennessee or 16 Tons type of song where it's like, I'm working, this is the shit I gotta do, and I guess we're gonna do it again tomorrow.
It's a great like critique of capitalism, as a lot of this is. And then you get the reacting to the content, which is also just like a great look into the world of YouTube. And it reminds me of a meme, which is I've run out of content. And then another video after it that says reacting to I've run out of content.
Truly. It's like, let's just milk this and milk it. And content is content, baby. Let's keep going. Isn't this fun? Like,
and all we exist to do is just scroll on our phones and just watch this.
Exactly.
Track number 7, Bezos 1.
I think it got overplayed for me. I think this was the one that was all over TikTok, all over Instagram.
That's what I wrote.
It was also
too.
the songs that it was also the song where if like people didn't know Bo, they knew this song and they were like, isn't this just a fun little song? And I'm like, guys, there's so much more going on you don't even know.
Yeah.
But it's basically like Jeff Bezos. Oh wait, okay. Audio 4, solid, fun. I really like it. Visual, I didn't write down a number. And oh no, wait, I love the visual because he's just like backlit, right? Like he's backlit by a white light, and you get his profile. And I've also noticed what he does, like in almost every single song, is if there's not a lot happening on screen, like in this one, he's always doing a slow zoom, whether it's going in or out. Like he's always keeping something moving to like keep your attention, which I think is so smart because it's like, again, there's not a lot to do with there. Like it's a room. This guy's so tall, he takes up like 70% of the frame. Like we gotta like move things around. And so yeah, he's backlit by a white light. It's just the shadow. It's a slow zoom out, and like I think he just kind of like hit his like wits, and he was like, yep, Jeffrey Bezos is arguably the king of COVID. Isn't this great? Isn't this fun? And probably the only way for him to get a lot of those props for his special was probably Amazon. So he's like, I'm feeding into this, but I have no choice. Isn't it great? He has $1 billion. Like,
I think it's hundreds of billions, but yeah.
Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah.
I gave this one a 3.5 and I said it got a little overplayed on TikTok, but it's still pretty good.
Yeah.
Damn, that's funny because one of the things I wrote down is that I could just like listen to this specific song on repeat.
You and hundreds of other people on TikTok.
True.
So
True.
And you don't have that being ruined for you. So now you can.
Yeah.
And it's nice. It's whatever 30 some seconds.
While I was listening to it, I was like, damn, like obviously like not only was Bezos the king of COVID, but I was like, damn, this was back when he was the richest person in the world.
Yeah. The good old days.
Wait, who's the richest now?
Elon Musk, he's a trillionaire.
He's been the richest for like 3-4 years now.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
But I mean, as a song, I completely agree with Mo. This is a 4.
Track number 8, Sexting. There's a world in which this is a Black Bear song. There's also a world in which this is a Lonely Island SNL digital short from 2008. Either way, it's actually pretty fun to listen to as a song. I gave it a 3.5.
It is fun. It just sounds like, that's what I love about it is like, it just sounds like a fun, normal song. And then you're like, what is he singing about? And like,
Vagina's as big as a Ferris wheel.
Exactly. I love that. But I gave it a 4 where it's like, I like it. It's solid. The visual, I had to give it a 4.5 just because he's doing so much.
The emojis on his face is very good. I like that.
Yes, I love the emojis on his face. He has like the little earring on. And a lot, again, this is very like similar to like FaceTime where it's like a lot of this is just being lit by his phone. And he's talking about how like, you know, guys, sexting is obviously way better than physical intimacy. You know, we love isolation. We love our phone. We love the fantasy of like being with someone like versus the real thing. Like it's obviously so much better. And I also love when he's like AT&T. It's like literally my favorite thing. My dad works for AT&T too. So I'm always like, that's you. That's you. But I love that so much. What else? Oh, a fun fact about this song is that the AC in the corner, in the top right corner of the screen is set to 69 throughout this entire song.
Oh my God, I did not notice that. That's great.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's fantastic. he's doing like little like runs and it goes titties,
Yes.
balls. I love that. I love the projection work. The projector he has is insane. It's the quality of it's great. I love how much he utilizes it. It's just a fun song for me overall. I enjoy it.
I mean, I don't have much to add because I think the lyrics are the standout. And AT&T is the other one that I wrote down from the two lyrics that I wrote down along with vagina as big as a Ferris wheel, because that's absolutely crazy. I love it. But yeah, I mean, this is a 3.5 for me too.
Track number 9, Look Who's Inside Again.
This is it. This is my favorite one.
I got it right. Let's go.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
When you said that,
Yeah,
I was
that's
like,
crazy.
oh my God, Brandon knows me better than I ever thought. This is crazy.
It was this or Welcome to the Internet, because I feel like Welcome to the Internet is such a you-coded song
Oh,
that I could,
it is.
that's something you would send me.
Yeah, I really do love Welcome to the Internet. But this song, like, just watch this. A lot of this has to do with the visual for me, because I love in the beginning when he's starting it and he goes, I took a big fucking breath, and he wants to like start it over again. And then at the very end, he's like, one more. Like he's nailed it and he did one more, because it's just like, I like record stuff all the time in my room. When I was younger, I used to have like a bar stool set on top of tissue box, like with books, like trying to even out the bar stool so I could put my iPhone on it to like record myself. And it was like all day I'm doing takes. I'm losing my voice. I probably had a good take already, but it's like, one more, or halfway through the song, I said the word wrong and like I gotta fuck it up. I fucked it up and I gotta do it again. So I just like really related to watching him sit in this room and be like, I'm trying to create stuff so I can be outside of this room. Like I'm stuck in here. I'm making jokes to no one but my phone in hopes that it reaches someone outside of this room. And I really love it. I also love how the camera is just weirdly in the corner. It kind of gives it like a documentary feeling where he's not performing it for us. He's kind of just doing it for himself, but also just to get the job done of what he's doing. And it feels like very documentary-like, or we're just hanging with him. And then also he's doing exactly what he used to do, like back in the early 2000s of like, I'm back in my room again, making music for no one but a screen. I feel like that's kind of like a key part in this special of like when he finally gets to that point in Goodbye, when he asks if he's back where he was 14 years ago. I'm just like, maybe you are a little bit. Like, because that's just what COVID's like done to us. And even like mental health stuff of like, he's going backwards. Like he worked on himself so much. And then COVID happened and put him back in this place. And so, yeah, I just really like this song and like the vibe that it gives and the place in the special it is and everything like that.
Yeah, I feel like this is a turning point. Like the end of the first half of the special is really where it's like you can kind of feel everything changing. This is like the agoraphobia song where it's like he wants to be out, but then he also can't. And there's like some sort of like mental block there where it's like,
yeah,
I want to be a performer, but I can't do it for some reason, which I really love.
No, yeah, exactly. Like at the very end when he says, come out with your hands up, we've got you surrounded. Like, I just love that so much because he's basically like saying he's stuck in this vicious cycle of he wants to go outside so bad and perform and do these things, but then performing is the exact thing that and being perceived as the exact thing that gives him so much anxiety. And then it's like on top of that, he's trying to explain what's giving him anxiety, but the only way he can explain it is by going out and performing it. So he's truly just stuck in like, I don't even know how, just like an endless cycle of like, he's truly trapped.
I do want to point out that this is a track 9 theory from Mo, so that's pretty cool.
Ooh, I didn't even notice that.
Wait, what's that mean?
Track 9 theory is that the 9th song on the album is the best.
Whoa.
That's my own thing. I find it happens a lot. And also there's the reverse track 9 theory, which happens kind of equally as much.
Yeah.
What's the reverse 9?
Where it's the worst song on the album.
Oh.
I will say, I've been on a run of track 9 theories for this season, so
David said quite a few.
The club.
Yeah.
This is awesome.
I will say, this is not my favorite song, but I did write. There are 2 songs on here that are great as pieces of songwriting, and this is one of them. I think the melodies in here are amazing. Well, look who's inside again. That whole part, which comes back at the end, is just like, it's so great. I gave this one a 4.5. It should be a 5 though, so I'm going to change that right now to be a 5. And then this is also the song where I wrote down, why does he say room like that? Is that how people from Massachusetts say room? He says like a room.
He says room?
He does. If you listen to it, like once I heard it, I was like, oh my God,
that.
why is he saying it like that?
I've never noticed
that. Must be his accent.
I'm too busy singing the word room right, and I just don't hear how he's saying
right.
I don't hear how he's saying it.
Yeah, but this is like a turning point, and it's incredible. And this is kind of like where the special like stops being fully comedy and it's just kind of like it's something else. And yeah, I mean, I really like that.
I know we're like talking about the songs, but like just to like the in between real quick, because the very next thing is like him watching his old it's him watching My Whole Family like projected on his wall, which is that first video he sent his brother. And like I've kind of interpreted that as like him watching it and being like, how was I supposed to know what this video is going to do to me? Like all the good and bad things that this video has done, like internally and externally, like mentally, physically, all that stuff. Like, how was I supposed to know? Like 16 years ago, or like how many years ago, like that all this was going to accumulate to me now sitting here in this house locked inside, dealing with all this stuff. And so like, I think this is very much like you were saying, Brandon, like a huge turning point of just like, oh no, our poor boy. Oh no.
David, what do you think?
As a song, this works less for me, even though I do agree that like in the special, it is the turning point. I think like not having the context of the song when I listen to this as a song maybe affected in some ways, because this is a 3 for me. I do feel like there are other songs that tackle like similar themes that just do more for me. I don't know if maybe it's because it's the approach is slightly different, or maybe it's like you're reaching the peak of him experiencing the themes that the song deals with. But I feel like there are other songs that deal with like similar ideas in a way that works better for me, if that makes sense. But I do agree that this is definitely like the turning point. Ironically, it's kind of like a reverse track 9 theory for me.
I figured there was one of those coming up. We were due for one.
Yeah.
Track number 10, Problematic.
I gave audio 4.5 where I really like it. Something's quite not hitting for me to love it. And then visuals. Visuals are always, I feel like, well, I'm rating everything very high, but visuals are always particularly just so high because the lighting he does is so good. Like the streak of light he does and he hits the wall and like turns and looks.
It's crazy that he did this in one room. This one especially, I was like, what the hell?
I don't know how he had like the amount of space just to like have the light far enough back and like to get the right angle. And then like even having the camera exposure, like everything looks so good. But I love the lion whips or the lion roars. I love the whip sounds. Like I love the energy and like the cartooniness of this song. I don't really know what him doing the whole workout bit like has to say, like with what he's doing.
Also did not know. Right. Yeah.
My only assumption is he's like, look at me, I'm being hot. Maybe it's another reason for you guys to forgive me for being problematic is because I look so hot. That's literally my only guess. But if that's not why.
I was thinking it was like, because the music is very 80s synth pop. I was like, it reminds me of 80s exercise videos almost.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. It's got like an erotic element to it too, which is very weird. I didn't know what to do with the visuals of this one again and like how it relates to the song.
Yeah, I wasn't sure either, but I was fine with it. I loved it. I thought it was so funny. But I love how he's like basically being like, hey, I'm going to because I mean, he was doing comedy in like 2010 from Boston, this white guy. The stuff he was doing was homophobic and was like, all things not good. Like he does have past comedy, like a lot of people that's like not good. And this is him being like, no, yeah, I'm aware of that. I'm sorry, but I'm also going to apologize in a really cheesy way that most celebrities apologize. That like is almost very like, they're not even thinking about it. They're just like, this is the script I have to say in order to make you guys all like me again. And then going up on the cross at the end, how did he do? The lighting is so good, but it's just so funny because like he's spoken about how he not like is the biggest fan of cancel culture. Like he's like, some people do say things or do things and they should be reprimanded for it. But also sometimes someone tweets something that's just like misunderstood and all of a sudden 80,000 people on Twitter or like demanding this random person from Idaho to like lose their job because they made a joke that was bad. And he was like, there's an overcorrectiveness of it that he doesn't like. Because he's like, the internet's too powerful. We don't need to be hearing everyone's opinions and thoughts all the time. Like, I don't need some random person from wherever being like, this person needs to lose their job or, you know, whatever. But so I feel like it was like two sides of the coin being like, I'm sorry, but also y'all got to calm down a little bit. But also people who say shit, yeah, they're going to get in trouble and should apologize. And here's me apologizing as well.
Yeah, I said the layers of irony and self-awareness in the lyrics are interesting to think about because it's a sincere apology. It's an insincere apology. It's a commentary on both sincere and insincere apologies. And it's a look at his mental health and self-image.
Yeah.
And some people will say I'm reading into it, but I think I just understand comedy differently. And if you just don't like that, then fuck you. Also, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said that. And I'm taking accountability.
Yeah.
I gave this a 4.5, by the way.
Let's go.
I think it's also very interesting, like, because it is poking fun at those fake apologies that are so common on YouTube. I think the fact that it itself, like, the melody is kind of like, you know, it's not like it's very slow or very like sorrowful. It like pops off, and I think it also speaks to the way where like you're watching one of those videos and the words they're saying are like, I'm sorry, but their demeanor at all like does not fit that.
No, yeah. It's almost like, let's get through it.
Yeah, it's kind of like, okay, I apologize, like let's move past.
Yeah, like very energetic, like let's keep going.
It's just so interesting. Like it's such a great way of like personifying it through the music. This is a 3.5, purely because it's just not my favorite, but it does work so well. And again, like in the special, it works better than it does just listening to it as a song.
Track number 11 and the final track of the first side, 30.
I love this song so much. I don't know why. This song hits me. I love it. It's so fun. I think a lot of it has to do with the visuals. The visuals just like really, anytime I hear this song, I can see it so clearly because it's so simple and it's so striking. Like just the way he's using the light. But I can't wait the only reason I can't wait to turn 30 is to listen to this song. I had a friend turn 30 yesterday. She didn't seem happy about it, but I was like, you gotta listen to Bo Burnham's 30. And she was like, okay. She was like, I don't think I want to. So right before the song starts, you have him sitting with the clock and it says 11:58. And he's talking about how he's been working on this special for 6 months and he wanted it to be done by the time he turned 30. And of course, that's not happening. And it's really scary for him to think that he's been inside this long working on this. And what's really cool is when the clock strikes midnight, it's the exact halfway point in the special.
Oh, wow.
That's really cool.
Like, I know. I don't know why he's doing timing like that, but it's crazy cool. But yeah, we got the bisexual lighting. We have the way he's just like stepping with his foot on like the light pedals for the beats of it. I just love that he's like when my grandpa was 27, he fought in Vietnam, and I was 27. I built a birdhouse with my mom, and I'm like, I'm 27 and I haven't been to war yet either. Like
I had that one written down too.
I feel like it's just like another aspect of him kind of losing himself and being like, I'm so far behind everyone. And like what I also really, really liked was I used to be the young one, got used to meeting people who weren't used to meeting someone who was born in 1990. No way. Is like, I also feel like when I started comedy, I was in a lot of rooms where I was the youngest person there. And it was like, yeah, I'm young, I'm funny, I'm cute. It's really great when I say the word dick because I'm 15 and you didn't expect it. And now all of a sudden you like are growing up and you're like, oh, time is catching up with me a lot faster than I realized. And all these people are going off and doing these things. And here I am going insane in this house. Yeah, I don't know. I really connect to this one too for some reason. This one sticks with me. And just, yeah, the lighting again with all the shadows on the walls and even the big white LED that he has in his hand and the way he moves it around. It's so simple. If I pitched that, I feel like it would sound stupid. I'd be like, I'm just going to move the light around. It looks so good. So a 5 and a 5 again for me is, yeah, I just love this so much.
I'm surprised you said this was a fun song and you recommended somebody turning 30 to listen to this, because it is, I feel like this is one of the most depressing songs on the album.
Yeah.
And it ends with 2030, I'll be 40 and kill myself then. I wrote that lyric down because I was like, there's a part of me that relates to it. I gave this one a 4, and to end the special, or the first half of the special like this, I think is incredible. And also it gets you ready for, I would say, the better half of the special.
Yeah.
And in some ways, the darker half of the special too.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird to me that I like in many ways feel this song when I'm not 30 yet, and I'm like not even, I'm going to be half a decade away from 30. Like I have time, and yet I feel it, which is interesting to me and probably not a good sign. It is such a good way to like finish the first half, because I feel like it does just fully prepare you for like the second half, and in many ways how much like sadder it is and darker it is, but in a way that like is necessary considering like what this whole special is about. And yet like it's still funny in so many ways, even though it's like a very dark type of funny. Like I always think of like the stupid friends, stupid children part. Like I love that. That's the part that I know like I won't experience until I hit my 30s, because that's when all my friends will start having children.
I mean,
probably.
I am not in my 30s yet, and I know a few people who are married and either have kids or
that's crazy.
Kids are on the way.
Yep.
You see, that's crazy to me.
I mean, that's also a Midwestern thing. I know.
Yeah, that's true.
Because time moves differently over here.
It does.
Glacially. But yeah, I mean, this is a 3.5. I feel like it's a good end to the first half. I'm trying to figure out like which half I feel like is stronger. I can't really tell. I feel like I need to rewatch this again to consolidate my thoughts. I feel like in general, this is a special that you need to watch several times to like fully understand.
Oh yeah, this is probably like my 6th watch, and this is the first time it made me sad as hell. So I guess I'm just getting older and understanding a lot more things. But I was like, God damn it. I was like, oh no.
This is only my 2nd watch, and it made me sad as hell both times, and it got better from the first time I watched it.
I think that will also be true for me. And I think I will just in general understand each song more.
I think when you're listening to the album by itself, you're like, this is silly. This is so fun. And then you get the visuals and you're like, oh, he's not having a good time.
Well, you also get the parts in between. Like, for instance, not to run ahead of ourselves, but the bit where he's like playing a video game.
Yeah.
Like he's streaming a video game. And one of the main things that you do in the video game is just cry. And I feel like that adds so much to it. And you're like, damn, this is like heavier than it may seem on the outside. So yeah.
No, exactly.
We are moving on to disc number 2, track 1, Don't Want to Know. I don't have a lot of notes about a lot of these songs. I just liked them straight up. I gave this one a 4 and said another good song.
I mean, I'm in agreement. I do want to shout out the production and harmony of this song specifically. Like, this is another song that points to the fact that he could fully, if you wanted to, of course, like just write music and it would be really good.
Yeah, I think he said like he's always wanted to do a musical. And if anything, I think this is kind of like his first step up to the plate of basically doing a musical.
I can see that for sure.
Like,
I can see that, yeah.
He's so good. He was supposed to be writing the music for a Sesame Street movie or something, but I think production either halted or I'm not sure, because it was announced a while ago. But yeah, he also got a credit on Phoebe Bridgers' new song.
Yes.
Oh, I didn't realize
Unfortunately, the song is not that good.
It's growing on me. I like it. I didn't like it at first.
Yes, and we should mention that Phoebe Bridgers and Bo Burnham are dating.
Yes.
And have been. And she did also cover one of his songs, which we will talk about later.
Okay, good. I have a thing to say. We'll talk about it later. Don't Want to Know is honestly, it was one of those where it's between Don't Want to Know and Look Who's Inside Again that are like my favorite songs. And I think it's because they just feel so good to sing. All of Bo Burnham's music, his vocal range just feels so good in my body to sing. I just love singing his music. And I love how this builds. I love the build of this so much. It's so simple, but when he gets to the part where he says, is there anyone out there or am I all alone? It just swells and he just adds little layers and it sounds so nice and so beautiful. Yeah, I just really like where he's kind of like, I'm alone right now. Do I even have an audience? Am I just a guy in this room? Will anyone laugh? Will anyone see this? And then he's like, I don't want to know. He's like, if you're on your phone, cool. Like you're in the background. You're consuming other content while I guess also consuming my content. Like it's never ending. But also, I don't want to know about it. He's like, and I mean, I don't think he did any press for this either. I think it was truly like, I'm making this, I'm putting it out there, and I'm going to walk away and I'm going to go date Phoebe Bridgers and
break up with his girlfriend of like 10 years as well.
Yeah.
Who this special's
Yeah.
dedicated to.
yes, to a 5 and a 5. I guess I feel bad. I'm not giving much variation, but
no, that's
truly
understandable.
everything just makes me so happy about this.
I mean, I think you listened to Kieran's episode. I don't know if he ever set a score outside of everything's a 5.
Okay, good.
So, yeah. Track number 2 of the second side. Shit. I wrote that this is so millennial coded, but I feel like it works for that reason. This is one where it depends on delivery, but I think the delivery is perfect in this one. I gave this one a 4.
I feel like you can tell that this song specifically is like a COVID song, but in a good way. It reminded me of how I felt during COVID, but I guess both the positive and the negative, but mostly the negative parts of COVID, of just like living in one trapped space. And I feel like for some reason, this is the song that like specifically brought that back to me and made me actively think about it. It's a 4. It really is just like continuing like a strong start to the second half of both the album and the special for me. I will say I feel like this part is the strongest part in some ways of the second half.
I definitely don't agree, but I can see how
I feel like
you
that
feel
could
that way.
change.
It is one of the funnier songs on the second half because a lot of the second half is pretty dark and depressing.
Yeah.
Which everybody knows I like.
True.
I think this is like the part of like his like where before he was kind of like having a hard time and being like, I'm inside, no one's listening to me, is anyone gonna see this? And now he's getting a little manic and silly with it. Where he's like, I need to just let it out, especially with his laughter and Welcome to the Internet coming up. Like he's like, I feel it so much inside, so tense, so this anxiety that I need to express somehow. And I guess like the first time I had anxiety, I didn't know what it was. I thought I had to run. Like I think I am energetic right now. Like I need to scream and let this out. And then just like the contrasting of the lights with the lyrics of the song of I feel awful. Isn't this great? And turning it into like a whole group like chant with like doing the men and women thing. Yeah. And I used to not like, I didn't like it, but I used to just kind of be like, oh, that's funny. Like there's not like a whole, it's pretty straightforward. Like it is what it is. He doesn't feel great. And I'm more of a fan of the songs where there's a lot more kind of layers going on and satire. And then, I don't know, the more I've watched it, the more I'm like, hell yeah, that does suck, brother. Like, let's go. Like, yeah, I would say like a 4.5 and then like a 5 on visuals because I just love the contrast of the lyrics versus the energy and the vibe he's putting in the room.
Disc 2, track 3, all-time low. I wrote one word, relatable. I gave it a 3.5. This one I didn't realize was on the album. It's like kind of a song.
Yeah.
You know? It's also kind of like an interlude sketch kind of thing.
Yeah.
But it works better in the context of the special.
Yeah, it does.
I do agree with that. It still works though, like as a song for me, to be honest. Like I feel like the way it's done is very interesting where it's like you're not sure if music is gonna come in or not, and then it does. In some ways because of that, and in some ways just because like again, it's just very well done. It is still a 3.5, like outside of the context of the album for me. Of the special for me. I do want to say also like the not Atlanta part made me laugh so much. Like I that's my favorite part of this specific song. Because for a second I was literally like, wait, Atlanta, and then he literally.
That's exactly what happened to me. I heard it and was like, Atlanta, and he was like, no, not Atlanta. And I was like, oh, we're having a conversation right now.
yeah, literally.
This is probably my lowest rated song.
Oh,
but I mean, my ratings don't go that low. But 3.5, just because it's like, I don't know, it kind of just is a song that it is. It's like interesting. It's more of a sketch in my opinion than it is like a song. Like it's definitely like a bit.
Yeah,
and so
that's definitely true.
It's just very straightforward to the point. He's like, I am freaking out. And anyways, and I liked it, but it just kind of compared to everything else,
Disc 2, track number 4, Welcome to the Internet.
I love this song. This is my Google home screen. Whenever I go onto the internet and I go to Google, I have this little man with his creepy little sunglasses and his big ass grin looking at me, and I am at the internet. Okay, I guess so 5 and 5 visual, 5 audio, of course.
Yeah.
I love how he sounds like this weird, like evil, scammy salesman, like a con man, like an old-timey con man, where he's like, I'm coming into town and I have elixirs for everything that you could possibly need, and it'll probably help, probably make things worse, and thank you for the money, thank you for the clicks, thank you for the likes, thank you for consuming. I gotta go, but whatever you're finding out and being upset about, that's not my problem. I gotta go. I got another. Like, I can just picture him on a weird bike with a horn, and he's got like a big, like, cabinet of weird shit behind him. Like, just very creepy, very scary. Especially his laugh. The laugh in it is crazy.
It's like cartoonishly evil as well, which I really like.
Yes, it's so cartoonish, and even this is one of those that I watch, and I'm like, how did he film this?
Mm-hmm.
Throughout the special, I'm always trying to figure out, like, okay, are these live vocals or are they pre-recorded vocals? And in some, you can kind of be like, oh, it makes more sense. With this one, I can't tell. And I love the camera cuts when he's swinging his head back and forth. And then the lighting choices he does where the green lights on the wall just look like space, which I think is so smart that he does that, where it's just like, it's a vast world out here. You can find anything and everything, and some things you'll like and some things you won't. And we're going to give it to you anyways, because this is where you are. Then, like, even talking back to when, before the internet, it was just like a chat room or two. There wasn't a lot of things. It was actually kind of purely fun and joyful. It's kind of like when we were younger and found YouTube for the first time, and that was the only thing we knew about. And whenever I'd go on YouTube, I'd only watch the same 4 videos, because, like, it's what my friend showed me, and I didn't realize there were more clicks beyond there. And like more rabbit holes to go through. But I mean, Bo obviously hates the internet. He hates it. And he said that he hates the consumerism aspect of it. He hates the monetization of it. That's so much like of what he hates about him being a creator. And like even during 8th, and I mean, that's what 8th grade is, like a big part of 8th grade is about, like social media. And I think kind of goes without saying, but that's kind of like the through line of this entire special of like, your phones are poisoning your minds. They are awful. The consumer, every aspect of it is just so bad. And here's an evil man bringing the internet to you. And yeah, so I just absolutely love it. And I love the apathy is a tragedy and boredom is a crime, where it's just like, oh yeah, if you guys can't be stimulated all the time, like if people don't have the capacity to like have opinions on every single thing all the time, all at once, which is like his bit before being like, can everyone just shut the fuck up? Like we don't need everyone's opinions. But he was like, if we don't have that, like society's gonna fail if we don't have you guys consuming shit all the time. And it's exhausting, especially him singing the song so fast, making it so exhausting. I don't know. It all just ties together so well. And I love this song a lot. It works on so many levels.
This is another like tent pole of the special as well, where it's like, this is just one of the big moments that you're waiting for. And I wrote down a bunch of lyrics, but I wrote down one big section that I really loved. Here's a healthy breakfast option. You should kill your mom. Here's why women never fuck you. Here's how you can build a bomb. Which Power Ranger are you? Take this quirky quiz. Obama sent the immigrants to vaccinate your kids. Incredible. I just love it. I love topical social commentary. I gave this one a 4, although I do think it probably should be higher. As a song, it's kind of like all over the place, but I think it's meant to be that way. So it's not like something I'm going to listen to all the time, but like it needs to be part of the special. And I think it's one of his best like pieces of social commentary on here.
The lyrics are absolutely the standout. Like that is the song in a way. That being said, I do still think this song does have like a great build in it. Although again, I think that's again tight lyrics. I think as a song, it is a 3.5, but I agree with you that it should be higher because it is so important, and it is important in 2 ways. Like it's important to the special, and I think it's also just an important song about the internet. Like it almost like perfectly encapsulates what the internet is like nowadays, and like how it's changed from what it used to be when we were kids. And because of that, I do agree that it should be like higher. It feels like, it kind of feels like the heavyweight of the second half in a way to me.
Disc 2, track 5, Bezos 2. And I wrote down, Jeffrey Bezos, you did it.
You did it again, buddy.
Oh my God. This song is like, you can just feel, especially in the visual aspect of it, you can feel how much he hates like everything that's happening in the world. And I really like this one because it's just like, what can you do about anything? Like, what's the point in living and making art when Jeffrey Bezos is going to get hundreds of billions of dollars?
Yeah.
Like, fuck everything, I guess.
Yeah. I just love that this follows the bit of him with the headlamp being like, I don't think I'm going to finish this special because if I finish it, then that means I'm not working on it and everything will suck. So I'm not talking to anyone. Goodbye. And then it immediately hard cuts to him screaming in that weird like camouflage suit. Like I just wrote down, my man is losing it. He's just losing his mind. And it's so
I gave this one a
funny.
4, by the way, as well.
Oh, I say 4 too, where I was just like, it's solid. I love it.
So, okay, going into this, I was waiting for it to be like to level of Bezos 1 to me, and it just wasn't, honestly.
Damn.
I gotta disagree. It's still a 3. I just like, I wanted like Bezos 1 to like, I wanted something like that. It's funny. It's so damn funny, while also being like quite sad considering like the part that precedes it, you know, like him talking about how he needs the special for his mental health pretty much. So, see, this is making me sad while making me like laugh at the same time.
I guess that's how you change the world through comedy, or heal the world even, you know?
Yeah. True.
Wow.
Disc 2, track 6, That Funny Feeling. I just want to say something real quick. In fact, it's everything that I have to say. I mentioned that there was another song on the special that's an incredible piece of songwriting. This is where I step out of comedy mode and talk about music. This one is a 5 as a song. It is incredible. It has only aged better with every new unprecedented thing that we live through each week. I wrote down 2 lyrics, which I will get to in a little bit. I did write, I think this is the peak of the special and one of my favorite pieces of comedy ever. I don't think it's comedy. And maybe that's the only way you can heal the world through comedy. I'm not sure.
Right.
And then I wrote down the 2 lyrics, 20,000 years of this, 7 more to go. Absolutely incredible. One of the most like devastating lines in music that I've heard. And it being juxtaposed inside of this song, inside of this half of the special, inside of this special overall, like is just kind of incredible. And then one of my favorite lyrics of all time, the quiet comprehending of the ending of it all. This is a perfect 5. This is up there in terms of like songs we've listened to this year. Phoebe Bridgers covered this as a song. Like, yeah, this is just incredible. And this is what I always remember from the second half of the special, especially, where it's just like, my God.
I love this song. This is recently, for some reason, been my karaoke song of choice, which is not a good choice, but it's so good. It's so good to sing, and I get to say stuff like reading Pornhub's terms of service. So it's like, it's fun, you know? But
yeah.
I heard my roommate Jewel was singing this the other day, and I was like, and I of course stopped in my tracks. I was like, girl, what are you singing? And she was like, oh, I'm singing Phoebe Bridgers' song. I was like, are you? No. I was like, oh, are you? And she was like, what? And I was like, you know, it's a cover. And she goes, who? And Grace was like, oh, God. And I was like, Grace was like, no. And I was like, yes, she's singing Bo Burnham. And Jewel was like, what? But this song, I love this song. And he never plays guitar because he says he's shit at guitar, which is crazy because he does like a B minor chord or I don't know what they're called, a B and there's an M, but it's the hardest chord. I can't even play it, but it's probably because his hand is, I don't know, he's bigger hands than me. But anyways, yeah, it's a song. I love this song so much. It's even like so effective in terms of what it's saying about like, isn't everything just so deeply uncomfortably weird and strange? Like whether it's good or bad, like whether it's carpool karaoke or mass shootings or just like pretending to drive normal on Grand Theft Auto. It's like this idea like was so effective that like people on TikTok and stuff were making their own versions of it. And like very clearly, because it's like, it's weird. It's a concept I have a hard time putting into words of like, well, you know, you just feel it. Like, it's just like a funny feeling. It's just weird. You can't really describe it. It's just off. But the way he like presented it was so clear for like many people to do their own versions of it. And it just like, I don't know, it just hits you really hard. I really love the line, "A book on getting better, hand delivered by a drone." It just feels so ominous and haunting to me. And also the line, "hand delivered by a drone," if you listen really closely, there's like a robot voice singing it with him. It's very quiet, but there's like this droning, humming sound with it. Everyone Googled derealization and they hated it. Like I saw analytics after this came out, like during COVID, that were like, derealization's on the rise in Google's, and everyone's trying to figure out what it means. Yeah, I say audio 5, visual 4.5. That projector he has is amazing. It works so good. And even the fire crackling sound that you hear in the beginning.
It's like a campfire song.
Yeah, it's kind of like, oh, he's really having a hard time. And he's like, this is the point where he's cut himself completely off and he's just kind of ran off into the woods to like sing himself a song to get through it. Like,
yeah,
I love this song so much.
This is my favorite, by the way. I don't know if I said that or not, but yeah, this is just incredible.
This makes sense. I see it.
Yeah, no, I can also totally see it. I mean, to me, it kind of feels like a moment of silence as a song after Bezos too. It's like almost like a song of reflection or something. And I really do like the quietness and mellowness. It doesn't get to the level of my favorite songs, but it is still a 3.5. And I'm going to say this every single time, but it works better. And like it comes into its own in the special itself. He has so many of those like quick cuts from like something loud to something quiet and vice versa, which does work really, really well.
Disc 2, track number 7 and number 10. All Eyes on Me and All Eyes on Me song only. I rated them the same. They're both a 4.5. I'll just get that out of the way. I said, obviously, there's the song only version at the end of the album, which was released as the only single from this album, July 2nd, 2021. It peaked at number 47 in the UK and number 63 in Canada, and is also certified platinum in the United States. And then this was the one that won a Grammy for Best Song for Visual Media. I said it reminds me of the Kanye West rant/song from the end of Make Happy, which is one of my favorite bits of his /songs. That's incredible. That's what like I first saw. My dad showed that to me when I was in high school after he watched Make Happy. And I was like, oh my God, this is like what I want to do.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And I don't know really what else to say. I said I love the feeling of existential dread about the end of the world, the special, life, and society in general, and still being able to laugh a little bit. This is the feeling that makes something a 5. I'm not sure how to rate this, but I guess I'll say 4.5. So there you go.
Just purely talking about the song itself. This is one of my favorite like productions in the whole album when it comes to the music. Brandon can probably predict what I'm going to say next, but the vocals are not my favorite. I generally don't like vocals that are like modulated or like affected in this way, which is sad because like I really do like the melody and I really do like the production, and both of us like coming together really create like a beautiful song that I think he could just write music and it would be really good. But like with the vocals, it does kind of keep it at 3.5, which is a shame because I want it to be so much more higher. Within the context of the special, though, like it does feel like the climax of the special in some ways, and it's one of my favorite parts of the special. I'm not going to give it like an actual rating, but it would be higher for sure. And I don't know, I feel like it captures kind of the essence of the special as a whole.
I love this 5 audio, 5 visual, obviously.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What I was kind of saying before in the past about how he kind of has these ideas and then expands on them when he's kind of older and understands how to express those ideas better is, Brandon, you mentioned the Kanye rant that he does in Make Happy. And like what I like have a line from that I love that I feel like really expresses what's going on here too is during the Kanye rant and Make Happy, he says, a part of me loves, like speaking to the audience, he says, a part of me loves you, a part of me hates you, a part of me needs you, and a part of me fears you. And I feel like this All Eyes on Me is kind of him accepting that and realizing that he's always going to feel that way, and that he basically has two choices here where he could keep performing and keep feeling awful and keep giving himself panic attacks because the only place where he can express these feelings are the very place that gives him this anxiety, or he can give up and he can stop and he can just be like, I'm done. I'm over it. Like, get in the water. The water's fine. And this is the choice that I'm making. And that's just why I love his work so much. Like, when you follow it all the way through, there's such a through line with all his ideas, like consistently trying to communicate something that he doesn't yet know how to say. And you can just see it form. And I love this song so much. I especially love the projection on the back and how it's delayed. And it just looks really, really cool. Yeah, he talks about his panic attacks, which was like he's been really open about and was talking about during Make Happy, or not, but they happened during Make Happy. Yeah, I really like the ocean's rising, but who gives a shit line, because it's like, it's all fucked. It's all fucked already. Stop trying. Everyone just get back, like, got it good, get inside, get back on your phones. The world's too far gone for us to fix it. Everything's awful. And it's just like, I don't know, it's just like, it's such a great song. It's such a great melody. And like, it feels so good to sing, but there's also so much weight in the song of like, oh, he's done. Like, and it even like feels like the end of the special, but then you still have Goodbye. But it's just like, he's hit his breaking point. And it climaxes the special so well. And like, as like a send off in a way before the actual send off.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Like, got it good, now get inside is great. I love that line and that delivery of it, because it's like, go back inside and consume content. Go back inside to himself and like stop trying to, make comedy happen, like live comedy or whatever. Like, give up, kind of. But
yeah,
I don't know. It's really good.
Yeah, I like are you feeling nervous? Are you having fun? It's almost over. It's just begun.
It's existential about like everything, but it's like also a song about his life and like his situation. It's very cool.
What I was like reading a lot of like friends' reviews on Letterboxd, and they were kind of all about COVID, and they're like, "Oh, we're all inside. He's inside too." And I was like, I think the opportunity and timing of COVID makes for a really nice parallel to like translate the feelings he's having to people. But I think it's so much more about his relationship with his audience, his relationship with being a creator in modern day, and how everything's consumer content, clicks, monetization, and like being inside literally, like we all were, yes, but causing that for him to go like further inside himself. Because like to the point where he's seeing he's going inside himself and outside of himself and not being a real person. And I think just like, it's so much, he doesn't even mention COVID, I don't think, but it's just like, yeah, I'm stuck inside, and it's also it's also like adding up to the fact that everything's awful, but also this is how I've been feeling. And this is an outlet for me to express it to you in a way that you'd understand. And it's just like so layered. But I think I think this song depicts it really well.
Disc 2, track number 8, Goodbye. I said existentialism is my favorite feeling. Not really, but I feel it all the time. This is a 5.
Again, I think it really works as like, it's not like the end of the special, but it's kind of like the goodbye song of the special. I mean, it's called Goodbye literally. And I think it works like that. It's not as strong to me as All Eyes on Me. Even though I'm going to give it the same rating as All Eyes on Me as a song, I think in the special, All Eyes on Me does work better for me, even though like it's all on a higher level. But I think just as a song, like it works, it sounds nice, like it comes together well. It just may be a little slower than I want it to be. It's still a 3.5 though, and I like the beat drops and all of that kind of stuff.
This is a 5. This is a 5 banger for me. Visually, audio, I think the layering he does visually is so cool, especially showing like different versions of himself throughout the taping of the special. Mm-hmm. I think it just is such a good reflection of like, look how much time I have spent on this. Like, look what I've done to myself. Like, we're finally here, and I'm glad this is here for your enjoyment. But I was really frustrated sometimes, and like time passed. Like things happened, and I really love like the reprise, like bringing back stuff from comedy, bringing back stuff from Welcome to the Internet. It sounds beautiful. It sounds so good. The projection of the moon is beautiful. I really like the way he changed to if I wake up in a house full of smoke, I'll panic. Mm-hmm. So call me and tell me a joke. Because this was one of those where it didn't click for me until I was researching and like looking at the lyrics. But he's like, I'm done. Like I did this and it was really hard and it's kind of eating me alive. Mentally, I'm back where I was 14 years ago. Physically, I'm literally back. I'm sitting in my room making videos again. Like, where do I even go from here? And he's like, I'm finished playing, I'm finished doing this, and I'm staying inside, whether that means staying inside away from an audience, which I think is what that means. I think it's like, I'm done going outside and performing and playing for you guys. Like, this is taking everything out of me. And then what I really, really like is it cuts and he's like naked and it has the, well, look who's inside again voice, but it's like all this.
It's like a talk box.
Like, has mods on it. Yeah. And it's like that. From what I was reading is like, that's supposed to be the audience of like, no, you're sitting back down at the keyboard again. Like, please play for us. Like, please play for us. And he goes outside of the house, which for the longest time, I did not get that at all. I was like, okay. But it's literally just him going back out on stage and being like, I don't want to be here. And people not getting that he actually doesn't want to be there. And they're laughing and applauding. And he's like, I can't do this. Like, I have to go. Like, my mental health's gone. Like, I can't do this. And so, I don't know. I think he is saying goodbye to at least being in front of the camera.
Disc 2, track number 9, Any Day Now. I wrote incredible and gave it a 5. That's all I said. I want to say, it'll stop any day now. What is it? It can be anything.
Yeah.
It can be COVID.
True.
It could be the feelings that he's having. It could be the special itself. It could be him performing. Just leaving it completely open to interpretation as, you know, we just saw him struggling to kind of run away from being in the spotlight and to being perceived and all of that. Like, yeah, I don't know. This is beyond like goodbye being a perfect end to the special. I think this is also a perfect end to the special. And you kind of need that 1-2 punch here. So yeah, 5.
Purely looking at it just as the song specifically, it remains consistent at 3.5, but I do agree, like, within the special, it obviously works so well as a kind of, it's almost like outro music, but it's so much more than that, you know? It's kind of like letting you like come back to earth after experiencing the special, which I think is very, very necessary rather than just being like, okay, that's it, bye. You know, like, it lets you wind down in a way while you're kind of processing everything and understanding everything.
It's like a good soundtrack it's a good soundtrack to your like inner monologue as you're like, I feel weird.
Yeah.
I don't feel good.
Yeah.
I mean,
No,
maybe
100%.
it is the feeling you're feeling after finishing the special too. Like that feeling will stop any day now. Maybe.
It could truly be anything. I'd say as a song, I'm like a 4 on it, but as like a whole, like exactly what you guys were saying, like the ending of it as a whole, as the special as a whole, like it's a 5. It makes so much sense. It keeps the same tone we've always had, but just like a little send off. Like, have fun.
We have reached the end. So Mo, it is your turn to decide who you would like to hear from first, or if you would like to go first.
I would like to hear from David first.
Okay, let me put it like this. I'm going to first rate the album as just the songs and give a little context to that. As an album with just the songs, it is a 3.5. That being said, that does not matter to me at all, because in my opinion, the songs exist in the special. So me like kind of rating the album, like that I just put to the side, and I honestly will never think about it like that again, because to me, this is fully just the special. Like, that is how you should take this in. That's how you should experience it. Without that, you are missing so much that it's kind of like you are kneecapped. When it comes to the special itself, it is currently at a 4, but that also comes with the caveat that I have only watched it once, and I know that I am missing so much, to the point that I can already say that if I were to watch it a second time, I am like 99% sure that would go up to a 4.5 as I start to understand more and start to process it more. Because like when I was watching it, halfway through I realized like, damn, I feel like I've missed so much in that first half, because I'm only now starting to really understand what this is, what it's doing, and what it's trying to get across. And I feel like in some ways it's one of those where you have to like come back to it multiple times to fully understand it. And like reaching the end of this, I was like, wow, I understand so much more after the second half, but I don't fully understand it. And not in a bad way, but a good way. In the sense of like, I want to come back and I want to like keep learning about it and keep understanding it the more I come back to it. So I'm giving it a 4 with that caveat because I obviously don't want to run ahead of myself, but I feel like A, I want to return to this, and B, it is going to go up as I understand more about this and understand more just about Bo Burnham and his journey throughout the special. And I gotta say, I feel like there are very few like pieces of art that are like this and that are able to do this. So, I mean, shout out to him. I think this is absolutely fantastic. And I know my scores might not seem like they reflect that, but that's purely because I think I don't fully understand it yet. And I want to come back and fully experience it.
Who's next?
Brandon.
I've prepared a little bit of a paragraph here for you.
Okay.
The album gets a 4 as an album, I guess, I wrote. It's very hard to rate, but the special is not. That is a perfect 5. It was when I first watched it, and in some ways it's only gotten better since being removed from COVID. The world has changed in so many ways since then, all of them for the worse. It's nice to watch this and think someone else feels the same way about the future as I do. I think this is potentially the greatest comedy special of all time. This is one of my favorite things we've watched on the podcast. It's a perfect 5. It deserves a place in my Letterboxd top 4, but I don't think I'm going to put it in there because it's a comedy special and it's not a movie. And I feel like Letterboxd is such a like movie centric thing that it feels wrong to put it in there as a comedy special. But yeah, this deserves to be in my top 4. I
Who
think.
follows the rules?
Who are we to follow the rules?
I mean, yeah, but like also, I don't know. This is something else. It's not a movie and it's not an album. It's like its own thing, you know?
True.
It's
That
so
is true.
unique. I love it. I loved it when it came out. It was a 5 then. And I like when you said you were doing this, I was like, oh yeah, I'm ready to watch that again. And this is only my second time rewatching it because I feel like after I watched it in COVID, I was like, I can't do that again. Like it's too real. It's too similar to my lived experience during COVID as somebody who has very bad mental health and as somebody who is kind of a perfectionist around everything that they create. Like the feeling of like your art taking over control of your life and you like totally succumbing to that. And once it's over, it's like, well, that piece of me is dead now. Like I can't do anything about it. It's over and you can't change it. Like that feeling, that existential feeling throughout the whole special is amazing. And I don't know. This just spoke to me and I feel like I just got it right away. So I love this. Perfect 5. Let's fucking go. Mo, what do you have to say?
Surprise. I love this. I love this with my whole heart. I'm obsessed with it. I feel like I don't relate to him in the ways in terms of like mental health and stuff, but just like I still feel like just like loving your work and like loving what you create. And what if like the idea of what you love to do also gives you the most anxiety in the world is like soul crushing because it's like you're just in a corner. Like it's essentially like give up everything you love or like just deal with being in this permanent state of like feeling awful. And I also just absolutely love how he reads everything wrong with like the digital age. Like we're a book. Like it's just so simply put. And I really like this quote that he like did during Make Happy. So I have a quote for you guys, but he goes, social media, it's just the market's answer to a generation that demanded to perform. So the market said, here, perform everything to each other all the time for no reason. It's prison. It's horrific. It's performer and audience melded together. What do we want more than to lie in our bed at the end of the day and just watch our life as a satisfied audience member? I know very little about anything, but what I do know is that if you can live your life without an audience, you should do it. And it's just like so well put, and it's so complicated as someone who wants to be a performer. Mm-hmm. And it's like, I so deeply agree with everything he's saying. And also like, I've been hearing this rhetoric from him since I was 11. So it's very ingrained in me. And it's like, it's this constant like push pull, like my problems are not as high stakes as Kanye's or like Bo Burnham's, but like I'm also like I feel like this kind of pull of like this sucks, and I even like see it working in LA of just like we need content, like kind of vibes
to feed
and
the
it's
machine.
Gross and
Yeah,
and it's gross and it feels awful. It's just like such a complicated relationship that I understand what he's saying, not to the degree that he's saying it, but like. Yeah, I just see a lot of similarities with me and him and with making music and that kind of thing. And I just love him. I love him so much. I think he's so smart. He like couldn't read or write piano music when he first started. Like he was just making shit. Like he's so smart. The fact that he does everything he can, like I just don't think there will be anyone who is so as good as him in all facets in terms of like composing, writing lyrics. Like if you want any of his songs for genius lyrics, it's like every single line has something because there's like 8 different references to what he's saying. And he's just like, I don't think anyone's going to be like as talented as him when it comes to being so proficient in all these other categories and then being able to express something as complicated as his relationship with his audience and his career and everything else in such a way. So yeah, I just don't think anything tops it.
I have a few short questions. David, I have to start with you. Will you add any of these songs to playlists, and will you return to the album and or the special?
I mean, I won't add the songs because to me, they fully live within the world of the special, but I will absolutely be returning to the special, like to the point I made before. I when I finished the special, I already was like, wow, I want to watch this again because I want to jump in that world and like deepen my understanding of it. So I will absolutely be returning to the special. And I will say, I'm kind of preempting one of your questions, but I was a fan of Bo Burnham's like movies that he's made before I watched this. And now I can say that I am a fan of his comedy as well.
Nice. That was my next question. And I will finish it off with Mo. Please talk about this pairing and why you chose it.
Okay, so I think I didn't think about this pairing as much as I thought I did. Because you were like, pick something. And I was like, oh my God, I love comedy.
I would like to say this was probably a year ago when you chose what you were doing. And I did give you multiple options to say, are we watching Inside and just talking about Inside and like it's music or not? And you were like, no, I want to do Game Night too. And I was like, all right,
I know.
let's do
and then
it.
I realized like as I was, you like David's been saying, like you can't do Inside without watching it visually. So I gave you guys double the homework.
Yeah, I knew I was going to watch it even like without you saying that we had to watch it because I was just like, I need to see it again. You know,
I mean, there's so much, even like the sketches that he does, like there's so much to talk about that like help with the entire message that it's just so good. But anyways, so I was like, I like comedy. I'm going to pick 2 things in comedy that I love. And then I think that was just at a time where it didn't clock to me how sad Inside was.
Yeah.
Like I was watching Inside and I was like after doing all the research and like really understanding what he was saying, and I was like, I'm so sorry. But my unpaid internship that I did was actually at Jason Bateman's company.
Oh.
Which is how which I loved, and it was a fantastic internship. But yeah, so I picked these 2 because they're both comedies. I think I love a studio comedy. I think they don't make them anymore. They're my favorite type of movie, like Horrible Bosses, We're the Millers, Date Night. I could write an essay on Date Night and how they don't make them like that anymore. And it's what we're missing, and it's my favorite thing in the world. And I think they haven't made a good one, minus Naked Gun, because that was amazing.
Yeah.
But they haven't made a good original comedy since Game Night. And I think so much happens in that movie in 90 minutes, like you can't not talk about it.
Yeah.
And it's so clean. It's so put together. So just 2 comedies that I really love, that one of them sadder than the other. But yeah, I was like, I think these express me very well and like my interest in the kind of work I like to make. So
I agree. And with that, it's time for Game Night.
That kind of answers the question that I was going to ask which is what drew you to Game Night?
Well, there's definitely something else that drew me to Game Night.
If there's more, you can expand upon it.
Okay.
When did you first see Game Night, and what like drew you to it?
I saw Game Night in theaters. It was freshman year of college, And let's see, the movie came out February 23rd. So I probably saw it around February, March, like in theaters in Chicago.
Right.
And it was just a studio action, like a studio comedy, which I love. I think they were still making good ones at that time.
That was nearing the end, I think.
Yeah. It was towards the end. Me and Chris, after game night, Tag started auto playing, the one with John Hamm.
Oh, yeah.
Where they just play a giant game of tag. It's awesome. But I feel like that was like one of the last ones where people were like, we're not showing up for this stuff anymore. And now I feel like studio comedies are essentially just like Netflix movies that like have the biggest celebrity in them, but no one wants to see it for some reason.
Shout out Kevin Hart.
I was not going to name names, but specifically, it's literally just like, like I feel like studio comedies right now are just Kevin Hart.
Him and The Rock.
Or The Rock, which like they are very funny together. Like Central Intelligence is great and stuff, but it's just gotten very Netflixy and like safe. Like they don't take risks. Like they're not blowing shit up like they used to. Like the other guys, they were destroying shit. It was awesome. And it's just like, they're not doing that anymore. And it's just kind of a bummer.
Do you want to talk about Jason Bateman?
Oh, I love Jason Bateman.
Yeah.
Did you shake his hand?
I did. So my internship was remote. So I never met him. I was just a development internship. So I was reading scripts, but that was really cool. And then when I moved to LA, Grace called me and was like, or maybe she texted me. Grace was like, hey, you don't know her, but my friend Kalina is going to this talk that James Burrow is doing, and Jason Bateman's moderating it. Do you want to go? And I've never met Kalina, and I bought a ticket. Like, I was at work. I bought a ticket. I was like, okay, I'm going to go hang out with this girl I've never met before, and we're going to go see this. And we did, and it was awesome. And the stage was one of those stages where it was just kind of like big stairs going down, like around the entire ring of the stage. And Kalina, I love her to death. She's like one of those girls where she's like, you want it? Go get it. Like she was like, you want to go say hi to him? And I was like, no. And she was like, hey, Jason. And I was like, oh no. And I didn't plan this. It's just on my desk, but I did take a picture with him and it's on my desk.
That's awesome.
So that's me.
I feel like
Jason.
that's always there.
It is always there. So I didn't plan it. It was just there.
Yeah.
But I love Jason Bateman and I love Arrested Development.
Yes. First 3 seasons, elite. We don't talk about the Netflix years.
The thing is, I feel like by the end of the 5th season, they were finally getting back on track, but it was like too late, you know?
I'm going to be honest. I never even watched the 5th season. I watched the 4th season and I was like, I can't do it anymore.
No, that's fair. That's fair. But I love Arrested Development. I feel like
I still need to watch it.
Oh,
which is crazy.
It's really good.
Do you like Succession?
Yeah. No, I know I'm going to love it. I love clips of it on YouTube. Like, I already love the show.
But it's just unserious Succession. It's awesome.
But yeah, with that, let's jump into the movie. I do have some like background, but not a lot. I'm sure you have stuff to add, Mo.
Yeah, I might have a little bit.
But first, we are talking about Game Night, which is an action comedy. And I'm going to throw out the IMDb logline. I want to hear what you guys think. A group of friends who meet regularly for game nights find themselves entangled in a real-life mystery when the shady brother of one of them is seemingly kidnapped by dangerous gangsters.
That's kind of written weird,
yeah.
But yeah.
It's like they made it too complicated.
Yeah, I feel like they could have just simply been like a group of friends who meet regularly for game nights and their brother makes it go wrong or something like that.
Yeah, we don't need to know the dangerous criminals because that's the thing that you get to find out. You don't need to spoil that.
That's the fun of it. Yeah.
I don't know.
Exactly. Anyways, let me get the credits out of the way and then we can talk about the film. It's directed by John Francis Daley and Jonathan Goldstein. Apologies if I'm mispronouncing that. It's produced by John Davies, John Fox, Jason Bateman, and James Garavante. Written by Mark Perez, cinematography by Barry Peterson, edited by Jamie Gross, Gregory Plotkin, and David Egan, and the music is by Cliff Martinez. It's rated R. It was released by Warner Brothers Pictures, of course, produced by Bateman's Aggregate Pictures. I believe that's what it's called, right?
Yep.
And it stars, of course, Jason Bateman, Rachel McAdams, and Jesse Plemons, amongst many others. Can I just say, Jesse Plemons is like God in my eyes and can do no wrong and is absolutely hilarious in this movie. We'll talk about him, I'm sure, later on.
I don't think I've ever seen him in anything until now, I have to say.
What?
Well, yeah, because you haven't seen Breaking Bad.
No, I haven't.
Breaking Bad's so good.
That's a separate conversation.
Someday.
I don't have much about the background. It's pretty straightforward. Producer John Fox came up with the name first, and he was like, "Hey, Mark Perez, do you have any ideas like based off this title?" And Perez came up with this movie, and Jason Bateman liked it. He agreed to join it. He was going to direct it at first, but then he decided to let John Francis Daley and Jonathan Goldstein step in, and they actually rewrote the script extensively, but are not credited, right?
Well, I think that was part of the deal. Was like originally Jason was going to direct it, and then they were like, "Hey, we're not going to rewrite this script unless you let us direct it."
So that's what it was. But like one of the things they did was like rework the whole third act, for instance. And I think they did a lot of work on Gary, which is of course Jesse Plemons' character. And that's all I had. If you have anything to add, anything you might know, like feel free.
You kind of got most of what I was going to say. The only thing that I saw that was like kind of interesting was like Amy Adams was originally considered for Rachel McAdams' role.
Come across that.
I can kind of see that in a way.
I can see that too. I feel like they both give off like a similar vibe or something.
Yeah, they do a little bit.
actors.
I think Rachel McAdams owns this movie. Like I think she is great.
She is good,
Her confidence. She's so funny. She's so silly. You can tell she's just like ad-libbing a lot of the time. And it's just like, I think she brings a very specific energy to this movie. Maybe Amy Adams could have done it, but I love Rachel McAdams in this movie.
I think the writing between Rachel McAdams and Jason Bateman as well is very good. Like them as a couple feels very natural. And I like how we start off and it's just like immediately, here's everything you need to know in like 2 minutes.
Yeah.
It's just like, it's perfect, and you get it.
Yeah, I really like that.
So let's get the release and then let's just fully jump into it. It came out, as you said, February 23rd, 2018, and became a big hit. It made $117 million against a budget of $37 million. So yeah, it kind of was like one of the last big like studio comedies that was a hit. And of course, it received very positive reviews. A lot of people noted the performances, the script. Jason Bateman, Rachel McAdams, and Jesse Plemons were all kind of like talked about as like the standouts, which I think tracks. And that's Game Night. There's not honestly much information about it out there that I could find. Who do you want to go first, Mo? Let me put it like that.
Let's do Brandon first, since I did you last time.
I didn't write a lot of stuff down about this. I feel like there's not a lot you can say unless somebody else starts the conversation. I can say, oh yeah, I liked that part too. But
yeah.
I mean, the script is super tight. Everything feels like it deserves to be in the movie from start to finish, and it all like makes complete sense.
Yeah.
I kind of can't believe that this was like the last comedy, because I feel like we kind of laid out the blueprint here of like, this is how you make a comedy in the 2010s and 2020s. And everybody else was like, we're good. We don't need to do that anymore.
Yeah.
Which is pretty disappointing.
I mean, I wonder if maybe it's coming back a little bit, but
you would hope, but I don't know if studios want to do theatrical comedies is kind of what I'm worried about.
That's what I'm worried about too.
If you're only leaving the house for a movie like The Odyssey, like what's the big spectacle you can do in a studio comedy?
That's a good point. Yeah, like that is a good point.
I think like the next studio comedy that's coming out is like Spa Day, where like Anna Faris and a couple other women are just like having like a spa retreat, which it actually looks like not exact kind of vibes in terms of action, but in terms of comedy, just like a Bridesmaids kind of energy to it, where it's like, okay, this seems fun. Like I'd go to the theater to see it just because I miss seeing these types of movies in the theater.
Yeah, I mean, that was pretty much all I had written down. I love comedy. I love comedy movies. We don't do enough of them on this podcast. And I know I've said that before. David, let's get some more comedy. I love comedy. Even if it's bad, I still like watching comedy. Well, maybe not even if it's bad, but if it's mediocre, I still like it. If it's like stupid, then it's, it's another story. But I don't think there's a lot of like, especially among the big name comedies, there's not a lot of them that I think I'm going to be like, this sucked, Yeah. Like, I feel like there's always a level of like good to a comedy. And this one was one where it was like, this is great. Like it transcends just being good. So I have it in my ranking right next to another comedy, which I absolutely loved. That comedy's called Superbad. And this one is also a 4, just like that. This is, I think, the second highest rated 4 I have on here. It's missing that one thing to go up to a 4.5, which to me is always like, it has to be a little bit sad because I just love when things are sad. But this is just like an enjoyable comedy that I will want to watch again. And I don't think it's ruined by the fact that, like the twists. It's almost like now I can just sit back and just have a good time and like, hang out with the movie. So I really enjoyed this one. I had never heard of it until Mo brought it up, which is also, I feel like kind of weird because usually I would see like an ad for like, when you're watching a Packer game and it's like, oh, here's the new movie coming out this weekend. I have literally zero recollection of ever seeing this advertised, and I don't go to the movies like at all. So, that's also kind of another strike against finding out what this is. But yeah, I'm kind of surprised that this isn't talked about more. And also wasn't a bigger hit because it's surprisingly like very good, especially for a 2010s comedy.
Yeah. Can I ask you how the twists got you?
Oh, I loved them.
Did they get you?
I think so. I mean, like, I guess the first twist is like when it's the fake people like kidnapping the brother.
Right.
And I kind of like immediately was like, okay, this is like something else. Like, I feel like where it's placed in the movie, you kind of know that like, oh, this is where everything starts going down. But then the turns of like, oh yeah, I made this whole thing up. And then there's, Gary shows up and he's got the blood coming out of his mouth and like that whole thing. And then there's more twists after that. Like it got me and it was engaging. And I don't know if I wrote this down and then deleted it or if I wrote it down as my like Letterboxd review, but I feel like this kind of feels like a Knives Out movie that's a comedy where it's just like, everything makes sense and the story just unfolds in a way that's very satisfying.
And the thing that's crazy is when that second twist happens where he gets shot and stuff, there's only 20 minutes left of the movie.
Yeah.
And they still have a whole private jet thing to do. It's so tight.
Also, the fact that it's literally Michael C. Hall.
Yes.
Is like perfect.
He's so good.
I wish I knew who that was and the significance of that.
He's Dexter.
Oh, okay.
So that's like where a lot of the joke comes from of like him. Like I think there's even an Easter egg connecting him to like Dexter as a character or something like that. But I mean, yeah. Did you want me to go next or did you want to like?
Yeah.
Okay. Well.
Yeah, you can go next.
I mean, this is a movie that's been on my list for like a long time. I've heard a lot about it. I feel like so many people have talked about how good Game Night is, and specifically like Jesse Plemons. I feel like a lot of people note him as being like the perfect like side character in a comedy. Someone very weird, very quirky, who like isn't in it much, but it's like the perfect amount of screen time for him. And that always really intrigued me as a big fan of his, because I think that he can honestly do absolutely anything as an actor. Let me just say he is my favorite part of this. Like every single scene with him in it, I was like eating it up. I was like, yeah, fuck it. Like do your weird shit. I feel like he steals every scene he's in, which is saying something because I feel like everyone else is already doing like a really good job. To your point about like Rachel McAdams and Jason Bateman's like chemistry, like they are great together in this film. I liked it, but I think it was overhyped for me, honestly, which I'm kind of sad to say because I expected something a little more, even though it is a really good film. Like it does what it's doing so well and it is very funny. I feel like I was expecting something more, which makes me think that maybe if I rewatched it, it would work better for me as a film. But it kind of is sitting at a 3.5, which is ironic because that's like where the album was for me just as an album.
This doesn't surprise me at all.
Yeah. I also don't know if it will go up, but I don't know. It's weird because I was like,
I mean, hey, it's higher than Superbad for you. You gave that a 3. So.
It does work better than Superbad. And
which is
like
crazy.
3.5 is a good score for me. Superbad is fine. It's not my favorite.
Oh, it's
I
so
feel like
good.
This is more in line with the type of comedy that I like. And it has the twists, which I also like do like. I guess I just expected more. I thought there was going to be more going on, even though there already is so much going on. But I can say that Jesse Plemons did live up to the hype. I will say, ironically, out of the two, I feel like Inside by Bo Burnham is like what I'm gonna take away from this episode the most though. You know, like that, like I'm still thinking about that.
Yeah.
And it just like has stayed with me and is something that I think is gonna stay with me like forever.
It does.
Even though, like I said, I didn't fully understand it.
Yeah, you can feel it. You can feel there's stuff there.
I also don't like think that this is a knock against game night. Like, I don't think it was trying to be like anything more than what it is. And kudos to them, because I feel like we also need movies like this where it's just like, you know what? You're going to go, you're going to have a fun time. And that's exactly what you need. Like, you don't need anything more than that. So kudos to them for that.
The thing I just can't get over is like, this is literally the blueprint for like how to make a comedy movie. Like, why aren't we doing that? Like, make a comedy movie.
Yeah.
Because I think the thing that I feel like it doesn't reinvent the wheel, and it doesn't need to. Like, it needs to update the wheel for modern times, you know? Maybe add a little bit more rubber on the tire for the heavier electric vehicles that it's carrying, you know? Like, I feel like we figured it out in this movie. Like, let's do it some more. You know,
Yeah.
it never hurts to have more comedy movies in different scenarios with different people reacting to different crazy things happening.
I mean, the blueprint's been there for so long. Like, if you look at Ted, Superbad, 21 Jump Street, it's all like a group of friends, buddies. They do this thing. All of a sudden, something goes wrong, and maybe they kind of distance themselves from each other, and then they need to come back together to solve the problem. Like, it's there.
No, absolutely.
And they just don't do it.
I think like this, what struck me about this movie is it's funny, but it's not in a like crude kind of funny way. It's just like it's just enjoyable.
Yeah, there's like a couple jokes like right in the beginning that really sets up the humor well. Like they have like a Hitler joke during like the montage in the beginning, and it's like, oh, we're gonna be kind of punchy and kind of jabby with our jokes. We're all a bit like we're all escalated versions, like especially them coming through the window in the beginning. It's like, oh, we're all escalated version goofballs of ourselves, and that's the movie you're getting right now.
It's weird because it's almost like sitcom-y, like where it could not work. But it does. And I mean, maybe part of that is because I just love sitcoms, and that's like what I grew up watching. Like broadcast sitcom is like, that's the dream, is to like write one. For me, at least. That was like the reason I went to film school, is like, I want to make Modern Family or Community.
Why did I never know this, Brandon?
I don't know. I feel like I've said that before. No,
that
that
I'm
like
a bad listener.
30 I don't know. That could have been years ago too. Who knows? That was how me and Grace met, is because I said my favorite show of all time was Community, and she was like, "Oh my God, me too."
Oh, she
talking.
loves every single season of it too. She doesn't think any season of it is worse than the other. She watches it all the way through.
She's never seen the last three of them.
No, she loves them all.
Wait, did you refuse to watch them?
Yeah,
yes,
she
because
refuses to watch
the
them.
show gets bad after season 3. But
there's like the whole season that they ended
good.
up like getting rid of.
Yeah, I mean, season 6 I think is still great.
Yeah,
like,
there's a lot of changes with writers and cast and stuff like that, and they kind of
still
just
my favorite show of
shoehorn.
all time.
Yeah, it's still great. It's awesome.
But yeah, I feel like comedy just as a vehicle, as we've been talking about this whole episode, is like one of the greatest ways to deliver information and to also make you enjoy yourself. Mm-hmm. So with that, Mo, is this a 5?
Oh, it's a 5.
Isn't it your number 1 movie on Letterboxd?
It's in my top 4. I don't put them in order like that in terms of like the first one's the first one, but it is in my top 4. I was trying to figure out what to take out to put Inside back in my top 4, but that's a different conversation.
Yeah.
But yes, it's in my top 4. I love this movie. I think a comedy especially has no reason to go over 90 minutes. Any minute over 90 is you proving to me that you needed this in the script. And I think this movie executes everything. Like, it executes it perfectly. Like, there's 2 twists in it. It's 90 minutes. Like I said before, there's only 20 minutes left, and we still have a whole sequence with Dexter in a private jet. Like, it's awesome.
Yeah, true.
And there's so many full circle moments in this movie, which is what makes this movie work so well, is because you're giving the audience something familiar that they recognize to look at. And they're like, yeah, I know what this is. I'm in on this. I see this. Like, even just Max and Annie smiling at each other in the beginning of the movie when they first meet each other. And then at the very end, when she announces that she's pregnant and does that same smile, like, that's not even comedy. That's just something like for the audience to be like, I'm in on this. I know what's going on. Like, I've seen this before. And then the montage in the beginning is one of my favorite things. I think what this movie does so well is, yes, it's a great comedy, but beyond that, they do such cool things with the camera that make you want to talk about it and make you want to like figure out how they did that.
Yeah, it's inventive outside of just being like a comedy. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like it's same thing I wanted to talk about real quick. The color in this movie is beautiful. Like, it's kind of crazy how like everything just like is at such a high level that it's like it feels more than just a comedy. Like it's
kind of crazy seeing it after like getting used to that Netflix look that all
Yeah.
comedies nowadays have. You know, it's like it's almost like Whiplash. It's like, wow, the comedies actually used to like also look good
Yeah, they used to look like movies. Like
Correct,
the second I see
yes.
the Netflix look, I can't even stand it.
rather than looking like an ad.
Yeah, exactly. But like even like the camera tricks they do to make the transition shots, they make the cars and the houses look like game pieces and like little
Loved that.
toys.
yes.
Like just that alone, I was like, how are they doing this? This is incredible. It goes with the theme of the movie. Like this, what were they? Oh my God, who thought? Like it's so cool. I love that. And then even like the montage in the beginning, the way it transitions from them making out in the train and falling, and then it turns into dice on a board game. And it's just like, it sets the movie up so well. You're like, oh, these people, they love each other and they love games. And then you see the ceiling fan and it transitions to like a Pictionary draw or charades or whatever, a drawing of a ceiling fan. And he proposes by doing charades. It's just like, oh, this is who these people are. This is their life. We already get their humor through the jokes that we're seeing in the montage. They have Dance Dance Revolution. They take this at their wedding. Like, they're serious. They're excessive people. You get it all right away. And it's just so tight. Like, it's such a good way. The montage is just such a good way to show all that in such a short amount of time. And then, like Brandon was saying, you get the problem right away is his sperm's bad or whatever. He's been emasculated. He doesn't have confidence. They want to have a baby. And it's like, there's the problem right away.
Yeah, like 5 minutes into the movie, you know everything that's going to happen.
Yeah.
But like you don't like know the workings of how it's going to happen. You just know like, yeah, this is the problem and we're about to witness it unfold.
Yeah, and it's just, they set everything up so clearly. Even like when their friends come into the house through the windows, everyone is so clearly established right away. Where it's like, oh, Kevin and Michelle, they've been sweethearts forever. Ryan always is bringing weird girlfriends. Like, and that's it. And
Yeah.
it just like carries everyone so far in this movie, because then the entire movie, Kevin and Michelle are like, who did Michelle sleep with? They've been sweethearts since they're 14. Ryan brought a new girl and he's like trying to figure out if maybe she's different than all the other ones. And then there's Max and Annie's like a storyline about wanting a kid, but then also saving Brooks. So there's just familiar stuff that was planted from the very beginning, and you're on the ride the entire time of the movie. Like even jokes that are said in the beginning of the movie come back at the end to tie up the entire movie. And I think it's just like such a strong way to write a movie and keep your audience on board. Because again, you're just feeding them something familiar that they already enjoyed in the beginning. And so I think it's such a good blueprint, like Brandon was saying. Do you guys have like a favorite scene?
I mean, any scene with Jesse Plemons,
Yeah.
I love. Like I could watch him for hours. Like
I have two. I love when Jason Bateman gets shot, that whole sequence.
Yes, that's the best.
That's just insane. That like when it happens and then they're like pulling the bullet out, it's just like, oh my God, that was like disgusting and very funny.
Also, what I love about it so much is the characters take a moment to stop talking about the bullet and they're arguing about their phones. Like, they're not like, I feel like when I write stuff like that, I'm like, oh, no one wants to get caught up in this. But it's like what makes this movie so funny is it takes the time to let the characters sit in this moment and not just like talk about the elephant in the room, but also be like, I've been telling you all this time to fix your fucking phone. Like, why? Like, you look like a dolphin. Like, this is ridiculous. And it's like, you've been shot and you're yelling at her about this. And she brings the champagne because she doesn't have alcohol to disinfect everything. And you can tell there's a lot of just like little like improvised back and forth between them. It's really funny, especially Rachel McAdams, where she's like, oh, it went out. And it's like, why are you saying it like that? But like her choices are so good. And just like her and Jason Bateman are paired very well in this movie.
I agree. My other favorite scene / sequence is the Fabergé egg. at the like mansion.
Oh.
You get the like the rich people are having fight clubs, which is brought up a few times at the beginning, and then it actually happens, which I feel like as it was happening, I was like, oh, I know where this is going to go.
Oh, yeah.
Which like also makes you feel engaged as an audience member of like, how are they going to do it then?
Mm-hmm.
But then the whole like chase through the house, and you're getting to see everybody like working together, but also how they're their own individual character. It's just so well done.
Yeah, exactly. I didn't think about it that way, about like how they're getting the egg and stuff is very much is like how their character would do it, where it's like Andy runs down the stairs and then immediately starts screaming and running back up the stairs. And like, no, that is so, yeah.
And it's also a game, you know? They're
Yeah.
like movable pieces through the rich person's house, like Clue, you know?
Yeah, that's what I was kind of reading about, where they were like, there's so many like clues into other games, like when she's sewing him back up for the bullet, like there's an Operation reference there and like stuff like that. And
it feels like somebody wrote a movie because they wanted to and they enjoyed games, which I think is also like a big thing that makes me enjoy a movie, is when it's like, oh yeah, this, not only did this story need to be told, and sometimes it doesn't even need to be told. It's like, this is, you can feel the passion through it. This is like what I want to talk about, what I want to make. And I enjoy that.
Well, and it's so clear with like all the reoccurring jokes, like when Brooks in the beginning talks about, when the very beginning when he's talking about Max getting caught like putting a bungee cord around him to like suck himself off. And then it's like, okay, that was kind of an offhanded weird joke, but then it ties itself back in at the very end when he ties up Michael C. Hall and in the same exact position. And it's like, you can tell these jokes, especially when they're reoccurring, or like very deliberately placed in this movie and thought about. And you can just tell like a lot, especially like we were saying before with the camera angles and things like that. There's so much care that got put into this movie that it's so fun to watch.
I also would be remiss if I didn't mention that the entire time I was trying to figure out, where is this movie set? This is the most like American city shot in Canada type movie I may have ever seen.
True.
And then you get to the end and it's like Quebec, I think, is where they shot it, and Georgia.
Yeah,
like,
it takes place in Georgia.
Okay. I was thinking it was like New York City or New Jersey, but I was like, there's like a very like nondescript feeling to the city, which I think is kind of fun. I mean, I always like when a place feels like it matters to the story, which it doesn't necessarily here, but I don't know that it needed to as well.
Yeah, I don't think it needed to either. I think it could have happened anywhere.
Well, I think we've reached the end. I would say this was a success, considering that we have the first movie / like visual media that I have rated a 5 this season.
True.
That's big. That's huge.
You're welcome. You're welcome. I did that.
You did.
Let Grace know I did that.
And now I have like a new appreciation for Bo Burnham and his like comedy style and his special. Like I said, I'm going to definitely rewatch it. I want to understand it more. I know my score is going to go up. Maybe we'll have to do another episode going over it again. Maybe. I don't know.
I mean, there's a whole outtakes we could do too.
That is true, which I have actually never watched or listened to because I kind of didn't want it to interfere with what I thought about the special.
But I feel like it would
smart.
just add to it.
Yeah, well,
maybe. I don't know.
It has 13 new songs, but then it has also a lot of just like shots of him setting things up, so you can actually understand like how he did certain songs and certain setups.
Cool.
So I almost watched it to have like more background information, but I was too depressed from the first one. I was like, no, I can't do it.
No, but I mean, I do have like a newfound appreciation for him, and also I do want to watch his other specials now. I want to see like how they're different, how they're similar, and also I think I would just like them. So hey, maybe in the future.
Maybe David's coming around on comedy as a concept, which
Ooh.
I would really appreciate.
What do you mean coming around?
Well, I mean, look at your scores. I'll say that. I will also say shout out Armenia because we've made it this far.
Jennifer. I got that part.
And this is the time where I must ask Mo, what would you like to plug? Where would you like the people to find you?
Oh, I'm on Instagram, just at Mo Polyak. I'm on Spotify, but there's old songs there that I don't know if I'm going to take them down or what I'm going to do with them. So you better listen to them fast as many times as you want before I take them down.
Do you want to plug your Letterboxd as well?
Oh my God. Yeah. Okay. I have a Letterboxd. I have a letterbox. I think it's just at Mo Polyak as well on my letterbox.
I can link these in the description as well. Just
Okay,
wanted to
cool.
make sure that you want people to be able to discover you.
Oh yeah, discover me on Letterbox. I'm Mo Polyak on Letterbox. My picture is Roman Roy looking annoyed. I think I'm kind of funny on there. If I get 10 likes, it's like a good day. So
I agree. I do think you're funny on Letterboxd as well.
Yes,
Thank
I
you.
agree.
I want to say thank you for coming on the show. This has been a long time coming. You've been mentioned by name a few times already.
wow.
Many
This is
times.
a crazy long time it's taken for it to happen, but it's finally happened. And I think it was worth the wait. I had a great time.
As did I.
Once again, thank you for coming
Well,
on.
thank you. Thank you for having me. I had a really fun time.
I want to say I can't wait to see what you bring next.
I have a feeling it's the second movie on your Letterboxd, Clifford.
Oh, it's gotta be.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? You guys are gonna lose
I have
your
heard
mind.
nothing good about this except from you. So
Everything good is what's in this movie. Are you kidding me? Martin Short, 40-year-olds playing a 10-year-old boy is the best thing since sliced bread. It's so good.
oh yeah. So
I'm excited.
maybe we'll
I
have
can't
that to
wait.
look forward to in the future.
You will.
In the meantime,
Absolutely.
everyone support the show on Spotify and Apple. Leave us a review, leave us a rating, leave us a comment, anything you can do to support the show. We appreciate it so much and we will love you forever. Make sure you tell your friends and family, tell your enemies, and tell anyone about this episode who loves Jason Bateman as much as Mo does.
If you have another way for Mo to meet Jason Bateman again, email us at upcpod@gmail.com and we will share with Mo. Also, follow our link tree, which is in the description of this episode, where you can find our Letterboxd pages, our Rate Your Music pages, and our TikTok and YouTube pages as well, where you can find additional content. On top of that, check us out on Instagram, where you can see what our next episode is going to be. Hint, hint, we're getting into art house a little bit. And with that,
We will see you next week.
bye.
Bye.